Hi guys, we're live here for UFC Fight Night. Dooho Choi versus Jeremy Stephens. So this is going to be a great fight. I got my daughter Rebecca here, my son David. They're going to join us for part of this. But hopefully we get Rebecca to comment on the Paige Van Zandt fight a little bit. But she's very busy doing a lot of plays and things right now.
Yeah, I have like 4 shows going on right now.
Yeah, so we'll probably do 1 and 2 person commentary here, back and forth. But David's got to get in here a little bit. Get in here and say hi, David.
Hey.
Young David. Whoever's out there, hi guys. How we doing? You guys ready for some fights tonight? What's up? What's up, Lucas? Thanks for tuning in, man.
Turn your brightness up.
Glad to see these regulars on here all the time. It's awesome. I don't think I can turn my brightness up at this point. Maybe I can. Okay. Sorry, guys. I'm being bossed around here.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, this is going to be a great fight. But ASK, what's going on, man? Thanks for tuning in. We got 3 already. This is going to be a great fight companion already, I can see. Did you guys see the co-main event canceled? Let's talk about that, though. What do you guys think? I hope, you know, Uriah Hall is okay. It's the fight tonight. The fight's tonight, Lewis. Or Lucas, excuse me. Sorry, Lucas. Thanks for the thumbs up, whoever gave me that. The fight's tonight, Lucas. Dooho Choi versus Jeremy Stephens. And the co-main event, if you guys didn't see, was canceled. Vitor Belfort and Uriah Hall. Uriah Hall came in for the weigh-in yesterday. Actually passed out in the elevator. Complications from weight cutting, it looks like.
Right before weight, yeah.
Yeah, right before the weigh-in. So a very quick cancellation. The positive that comes out of that. Who the fuck is that guy? Which guy? Which guy, huh? Who you got in the main event? Oh man, I got Jeremy Stephens, I guess. I mean, he's got accuracy, he's got the experience. Just because he's got the experience, but it's also hard to go against Dooho Choi because, man, he throws a huge volume of punches. That's going to be something difficult for Jeremy Stephens to deal with tonight. But like I said, the co-main event canceled. Uriah Hall passed out. Weight cutting complications. He was in the elevator down. He missed the weight. And Vitor Belfort is not going to have another opponent, obviously, because he flew back right after immediately to be with his family.
Sure, Nate Diaz would have. Sure, Nate Diaz
I did shave.
Fought him.
I did shave. Yeah.
Sure, Nate Diaz would have fought him.
Trying out for a movie right now. No, not really. My wife was going to divorce me if I didn't get rid of the beard, so that was an easy decision.
It comes and goes.
But yeah.
He wants a beard. She does not want him to have a beard.
Yeah, so I got vetoed for a while. It might come back. I don't want Ding Dong Fortune Cookie to win.
Hi,
Hi, guys. Hi, everybody. But yeah, thoughts and prayers with Uriah Hall right now. You know, weight cutting complications, trying to get down to 145. That's, you know, I'm sorry, not 145, 185, I believe they were talking about. The positive that comes from this is Michael Johnson, a guy that's definitely paid his dues. He's from St. Louis. The main event is in St. Louis, and they were going to have him on the undercard. Now he moves up to the main card. So I get to call his fight in his hometown, and good luck to him. But thoughts and prayers with Uriah Hall. I hope he's okay. He's going to be hospitalized overnight. SK, hey man, beer's down, or we pace yourself. No man, I just got the 1 beer here right now. It's why do I look drunk already?
You always do.
GSP versus Tyrone Woodley. Who do you think? Tyrone Woodley, Lucas, and God, I hope we really see that fight. If you guys didn't see the Joe Rogan Experience with Tyrone Woodley on there a few days ago, man, listen to that or watch it. I gained a whole new respect for Tyrone Woodley. I had respect for him before, but that guy is a fight genius. The way he talks about breaking down every single facet of a fight and an opponent. No way, GSP, man, he is the GOAT. He might be the GOAT overall, man, but I think Tyrone's in his prime. I'm not saying GSP couldn't pull it off, but Tyrone's in his prime right now. He's bigger, he's stronger, I think he's faster, he's a better striker. GSP's obviously an incredible wrestler, but so is Tyron Woodley. And the guy's always got the ultimate game plan coming into every fight. I know Cap from Capitol Heights is going to be on here, plugging his boy T-Wood here real soon. Where the hell you at, Cap? You're late. So when Cap comes in, everybody make sure to give him some shit. He's been late to all these recently. Now, congratulations to SK. Darren Till will be welterweight champ by year end. Oh, Darren Till is a very talented dude. I don't know if, thanks for another thumbs up there, by the way. And everybody who gives thumbs up, thank you very much. You know, that's one of the biggest things that helps the channel build up. And if you look at my subscribers, I just got a huge influx of subscribers. I was hoping to hit 200 after this cast. I hit 204 last night. So, very thankful to everybody subscribed and everybody that tunes into these fight casts. But no, T-Wood and GSP, definitely two of the best welterweights ever. Talking about that. Of course, GSP's been holding it down for a long time. Dude fought some legends in their prime. The Matt Hughes fights, just incredible. Really only lost when, you know, he got caught. He lost that first fight against Matt Hughes. I'll chalk it up to inexperience and nerves. Obviously came back and dominated him. And then the Matt Serra fight, you know, he got caught. Everybody can get caught. Bisping versus Vitor. Yeah, I seen that, SK. That was announced immediately after Uriah Hall missed the weight. If you guys didn't see, they announced that Bisping... Yeah, Bisping's going to be fighting Vitor now. It's Vitor's last fight.
Ooh, damn.
I hope it's Bisping's last fight. Sounds like, well, Stipe Miocic versus Francis Ngannou. Jordy, who wins? Oh, man, you're putting me in a tough spot. That's almost I'm going to lose either way on that one. SK says Ngannou. It could go either way. I'm taking Stipe. Captain America versus Stipe Francis over Raymond Woodley.
I don't know much about fights.
That would be awesome.
Ngannou, because he's
get on in here, young David.
I don't know much about fights. I would as someone who knows nothing about fights, I would probably say Ngannou, because I feel like if Stipe messes up much at all, he's going down, because Ngannou has fucking psycho power.
Let's get Captain America versus Black Panther. Now we're getting crazy.
Is this super fight?
Okay.
Is that what we're playing?
Captain America versus Black Panther. No, let's analyze this. So,
he's the Marvel guy here.
So, Captain America, for one thing we definitely have to consider in a fight.
Captain America's DC.
Okay. Tells you how much I know about comics. I know
he is not DC.
Okay.
He is not DC.
Captain America's Marvel, right?
Captain America and Black Panther are both Marvel.
That's what I thought. I was right.
I swear Captain America's DC. I've been awake for a long time, man.
Well, picking DC. But yeah, I picked Stipe against Francis Ngannou.
Speaking of DC.
I can't wait for that fight.
He's one of the Avengers.
Yeah.
Or not DC. I'm sorry, well, Stipe. Stipe over Francis Ngannou. That's what I'm calling.
All right.
That's not important.
Cap is not DOC.
Oh
my
come
God,
on,
I don't
man.
like her now.
She spends far too much time away. Like, you
want to talk about X-Men? Hit me up.
She's been exhausted. She's working 3 plays right now. I got a future movie star right here.
We have to tell her that she needs to be in less school activities.
Oh, Darren Tillis and Michael Johnson right now. Who do you get? Or Darren Elkins, excuse me, not Tillis. Darren Elkins and Michael Johnson. My misspeaking continues as I've had in the last few weeks, but we'll get it right here. Who do you guys got in this fight? I got to root for Michael Johnson just because he's fighting in his hometown. I got Elkins, SK said. Yeah, this could definitely go either way. But Johnson, Lucas says. It could go either way. I'm going for Michael Johnson just because he's fighting in his hometown. And I'm glad he got moved up on the onto the main card. I thought that was a bit disrespectful having him on the undercard in his hometown, especially the first time they're in St. Louis. I didn't realize this was the first time they'd been in St. Louis. It seemed like they'd been here before. But they keep announcing it's the first time, so I'm going to trust him on that one. Is Connor back? Oh, man, who knows, SK? Who knows? Dana says he's going to strip Connor if he doesn't fight by March. Dana on his show just said he doesn't expect him to fight. He expects him to be stripped of the belt. Patriots versus Jaguars. Unfortunately, Patriots, Lucas. I'd love to see the Jags win it, but Patriots looked incredible today. And Brady looks like he's got one more good year in him. So I would love to see the Jags pull the upset because I just want to see, you know, some new skin in there now that my Seahawks are out.
I just always want to see the Patriots lose. I just always want to see the Patriots lose.
I just want to thank the Seahawks organization right now. This is going to be the craziest thing, but for signing Blair Walsh, the Blair Walsh Project. As a Seahawks fan, if that's confusing to you, I'll tell you why I'm happy they signed Blair Walsh. He missed 2, maybe 3 field goals in games we would have won, should have won. We would have ended up in the playoffs, maybe gone to the second round, and the Seahawks would have not addressed that offensive line. Patriots are my favorite team.
Well, man, Lucas really doesn't like me now.
I got no problem with Tom Brady. I got a lot of respect for him, and Gronk is super fun to watch. I just like to see some new blood in there. But I have no problem with it, and I think Belichick's one of the greatest coaches of all time. The dude's a genius. But like I said, for my Seahawks, I'm glad things went the way they did. I actually made a video at the beginning of the year when I said why the Seahawks will miss the playoffs and why it'll be a good thing. I'm glad they signed Blair Walsh and made me look good. Caden, I'll fuck up Tom Brady. Gronk versus J.J. Watt. Oh, my God. Oh, here comes Caden and again swinging. He's my bodyguard. If nobody knew Caden Rice. He's going to be my new bodyguard when I go around when I'm too famous to go out by myself.
If y'all want to talk cap
like that'll ever happen.
I'll be back.
Yeah, he's a super smart dude. Oh, let's not fight with each other, guys. We're all on the same team here.
Lucas,
team review. Team review, guys.
And as much as I like Black Panther, I will be telling you why Captain America would win that fight.
We're all on team review.
Lucas, fucking run it.
Oh man. Oh, Caden and Lucas. You guys get to the spot. I'll film it and we'll broadcast it. You guys really want to get in there. SKF Nagano Wednesday, and we'll push for the Anthony Joshua fight. I don't know, but another boxing fight, I think it would be bad for the UFC, honestly. I think it would be bad for the UFC and boxing. John Jones talking about coming back. They're talking about Jeff Nowitzki just said, you know, the head of the advisory board for the UFC on USADA said that he believes John Jones probably didn't test positive on purpose, that it was some kind of supplement. UFC getting into boxing. Yeah, SK said, they could do their own boxing thing, but let's just keep it separate. Let's just keep it separate. I don't need to. We've seen the boxing versus UFC thing, and they're two different sports. You know, they're two different sports in my opinion. So, you know, that's where that one stands. Tied for most knockdowns in UFC lightweight history. Michael Johnson, 8 wins by knockout. He's beaten Dustin Poirier, Edson Barbosa, Tony Ferguson. A lot of people forget he's got a win against Tony Ferguson. Should have kept the beard growing, my man. Yeah, you have to talk to my wife, Caden. Don't knock her out, though. Please don't knock my wife out. But yeah, she was about me to knock me out if I didn't get rid of the beard. So it'll be back eventually. We'll see. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and appease her for now. So I'm not sleeping on the couch. It is a comfy couch, but I like my king bed. And Bruce Buffer, calling the featherweights to the ring here, or to the cage, excuse me. Everybody get your bets in. Everybody get your beer on. And this should be interesting, I hope. I hope this will be a good fight.
18 wins, 12 losses. He stands 5 feet 10 inches tall, weighing in at 145 pounds. Fighting at a bunker with that flavor by way of St. Louis, Missouri. Presenting the number 10 ranked lightweight.
But going back to Conor, like I said, just for a second. So I kind of ignored that and didn't go back. Dana said he was going to strip Conor if he didn't fight by March. Hopefully he's telling the truth. Rogan says he thinks he'll just give up the title and let him be stripped. I don't know. Khabib had some messages on his Instagram acting like he's going to be fighting Conor sometime soon. I think that'd be very unfair for Tony Ferguson. I don't drink beer. I'm 19. You're a bad influence, it says. Okay. You just can't buy it, Caden says. Just kidding, Lucas says. Well, technically, legally, if your parents give it to you, it's not against the law. You can still get slizzard. So yeah, if your parents buy you the beer and drink it with you, it's all legal. That's just the law. I'm not encouraging anything. Completely. So here we go, guys. Who's watching this and who's just sitting here on the commentary? Johnson coming in with a fast pace here, a little sloppy and slips. Elkins goes for a nice body kick. Both these guys seem really aggressive so far, especially Johnson.
I definitely expect takedowns from Elkins.
Elkins going for that takedown. Johnson stuffing him well. And he's winging a lot of punches, but he missed most of that. Hopefully Johnson's not too hyped up fighting in his home. Oh, and he knocks Elkins down for a minute, kind of an off-balance push. Nice leg kick from Johnson. If he wants to work on those leg kicks, he can keep a lot of those takedowns from coming on later in the fight. But Johnson looks like he's trying to end this thing early. Hopefully he doesn't burn himself out. Oh, and Elkins goes for another takedown. Johnson, nice sprawl. Great takedown defense so far from Michael Johnson. It's apparent Johnson wants to keep this thing on the feet. Oh, nice shot from Johnson. He might have stunned Elkins a little bit. Yeah, and he just landed a nice jab after it. Oh, nice combos are coming in. Elkins coming in really wild, crazy angles. Oh, he just landed a right hook against Johnson there, though. Johnson's got to be careful coming in wild, too. He could get caught with a counterpunch, especially that right hook from Elkins. He throws that with good velocity. Puts all his weight into it. Nice straights from Johnson, and they're just throwing punches in the middle of the ring. Not a lot landed here. If you guys aren't watching this on FS1, there's a lot of options to get this now. Take your free trial week of YouTube Red, free 7-day trial of Sling TV. There's a lot of options. So take one of these free trial. Oh, nice left hook landed there from Elkins. Like I said, Johnson's moving in really aggressive, and he could definitely get caught coming in here.
And you can do that against a guy like the Damage, man. You can let your hands go and you don't put him out, and you're like, wow, what is keeping this guy on his feet?
Yeah, and Elkins has got a chin here too. If he weathers this storm from Johnson and Johnson gets tired, this is only a 3-round fight. It's not really time to take rounds off here. Johnson missing a lot.
He's been in there with some killers and withstood the best.
How do you find it on YouTube Red, Psycho Gamer? I'm sorry, not YouTube Red, YouTube TV. I misspoke again, sorry. When you sign into your YouTube account now, though, it will, at least in this area, it gives me the option to take a 7-day trial. I believe it's just a 7-day trial. It might be longer, but I think mine was a 7-day trial of YouTube TV, which is a big package, and it's got FS1 and a lot of other channels on there. So check that out. You're welcome, Psycho Gamer. I hope that helps you out. Like I said, also Sling TV. I like Sling TV. I've had it before in the past, but yeah, take your 7-day trial, you know, and check it out. Could even use several email accounts or debit cards. They really don't do a real good job of tracking it. Oh, nice. A couple nice accurate punches from Johnson now. And Elkins, that's a lot of energy throwing those big high kicks that miss. Where can I see it? Young John Kim. When is the Choi fight? Choi fight's going to be last, David, so probably 3 fights from now. It's hard to say exactly, but probably around 8:30, 9 o'clock. Where can you see it? On FS1. I'm watching it on FS1, so cable provider. I said you can take a free trial of YouTube TV, free trial of Sling. You might be able to get a free trial of DirecTV Now, which is what I'm watching it on. Also, if you have AT&T, I get DirecTV Now for $10 a month added onto my bill. Well worth it. You know, I wasn't ever going to get satellite or cable TV again, but when they said you can get all these channels for $10, I'm like, sure. You know, I'll try it. And that's the only thing I watch on TV is sports. Everything else is Netflix and Hulu now. I can't stand commercials. I just don't understand why, you know, conventional TV hasn't figured it out, and I guess maybe they're making too much ad revenue. But people don't want to watch, you know, 15 minutes of commercials for a 30-minute show, or 10 or 12 minutes of commercials. It's ridiculous. Hulu's got enough. Netflix, of course, nothing, and that's my favorite. I love Netflix. Movies, shows. If you guys want to see a free MMA show out there right now, a documentary, I know there's a lot of love and hate when it comes to Ronda Rousey, but she has a new documentary out there right now. Well, she directed it. She doesn't commentate it or anything, but it's called Why We Fight. I watched the first couple episodes. Very, very cool. Looks at the fight game from a lot of aspects a lot of people haven't thought about, and it's free. Just Google Why We Fight. I found the link on Facebook, and very well produced. Very well produced. I watched Notorious for free on Vimeo. Was it good? Was it good, David? I haven't seen it yet, but I thought it was a bit early for McGregor to be getting his own movie, but you know, I mean, maybe people with less experience have gotten them, or less time. It just, you know, seemed kind of Ali-esque to me, and Ali never got his first movie until, you know, he'd been around for a while, till he was 35, 36, I think. If you want to see that movie, Muhammad Ali, it's called The Greatest. Muhammad Ali actually plays himself. It was filmed in the 70s. It was a good movie. Really good. I thought it was a bit early as well, but they have some really good footage of his early career. I definitely want to check it out, David. I've heard some, you know, some good things from some of my friends that aren't MMA fans and may become MMA fans because they like the movie. So, yeah, I'll definitely get out and watch it. I didn't see it in any of the theaters here, but now I should be able to get it on, you know, get it from Redbox, DVD, or watch it on Apple TV or something, iTunes. And now Elkins is on top where he wants to be, you know, in the half guard of Michael Johnson. Michael Johnson, of course, no slouch on the ground either, but this is where Elkins wants to be. He's a superior wrestler, and he, you know, I'm sure he'd be happy to just ground and pound this thing off. Oh, and he's got Michael Johnson's back. And he's got him scissored. He's got his back. He's going in for a choke. He's throwing, he's throwing some pretty good punches there. Michael Johnson looks a lot worse in this round. Yeah, Michael Johnson is not an easy submission, but Elkins has got him in a pretty bad position here. He's trying to get under that chin, and he just tapped out Michael Johnson. Wow. Wow. 6 wins, and we may be hearing a lot more from this guy. Just choked out Michael Johnson in his hometown. Wow, that's crazy. SK said. Who called that? Was you Caden or SK? Somebody called that. I called it for Michael Johnson. Usually me and Cap go back and forth on this. Picking every fight. And I did. I thought SK. Yeah, it's okay. That was you. Good pick, man. Good pick. That's why I don't bet on MMA, because you never know what's going to happen. Well, I mean, it definitely didn't help Michael Johnson, expending all that energy, excuse me, in that first round. But that was just a great transition. And mad props to that man. Yeah, hats off to Darren Elkins. Congratulations. That's a huge win. Feel a little sad for Michael Johnson, losing in his hometown, especially when he got bumped up to the main card. But that's fighting, I have to wonder if he came in a little too overhyped and nervous fighting in his hometown. James, this dude stuffed a mustache. Sure. Wow, what? All right, I'm a bit confused by that, but okay. Sounds like a personal problem to me. SK, yeah. Yeah, every once in a while we get a sicko in here, SK, but kind of random for sure, David. Yeah, I'm sure that was the point. He's, trying to get attention, be entertaining. I don't know. So, thanks for tuning in. I'm happy for everybody that tunes in. Help get my numbers up and all my minutes. Channel's been doing great lately, so thank you for everyone that subscribes, everyone that watches my videos, my Fight Companion. I've been doing this for 9 months. My entire revenue just doubled last week. I mean, not for the 2 weeks, but for the entire time. Got it running, Psycho Gamer. Thanks again for the tip. No problem, Psycho Gamer. Did you try the YouTube Live, or did you do Sling or YouTube TV? Thank you for the 3rd thumbs up there, YouTube TV. Awesome. You'll have to let me know how that is. Damn, correct. Congrats, Seven. Thank you, Seven. It was definitely not a lot of money yet, but I was really surprised to see it go up so much, and I'm sure it was because my subscriber base just went way up, and I don't know. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than be good. Whitaker injury was a bummer. Oh yeah, it was, SK. I did a video on that earlier. 1,500 views, so thank you if you watched that. But yeah, I'm really sad for Whitaker. He was gonna get to defend his title in his home country of Australia. I haven't heard anything else. He just said an undisclosed injury, and he was medically unable to fight. So prayers out to him. Slow display, somebody says. Am I freezing a lot, guys? Shows that I'm moving pretty quick here, but I don't know. It's hard to say. That would be frustrating, so I'm sorry if there's any lag in this. But they're showing the replay here of Elkins choking out Johnson. Just a really quick transition. Then he gets that body scissors from the back. and then he gets that choke.
Yeah, he must have quite the squeeze, man. We were talking about that. That's 6 in a row for you, my man.
Yeah, that had to have been a really strong squeeze because he really didn't. It didn't really look like he was completely under the neck. It almost looked like it was a choke combo neck crank. So I used to get in a little trouble in judo with the neck crank, but sometimes we wore gis. The neck crank wasn't legal, but I'd go for that choke. And if the referee was at a bad angle, I'd just take that gi, shove it up over the neck a little bit where he couldn't see, and you just shove that neck crank on, and man, they would tap like crazy. But I got pretty decent at the rear naked choke. That was my go-to move. That and the pins, you know, throws and pins, but 30-second pin to get a win in judo, though, so that was a bit tough. You had to have some pretty good control. Yeah, me too. Dean says, yeah, good on the rear naked choke, huh? Black Panther pre-sales killed it. I seen that very well. When does game start? Well, the fights are on right now, man. Michael Johnson just lost to Darren Elkins. Yeah, no, I love that choke. A little more difficulty with the arm bar sometimes, but a lot of people don't know if you haven't been in judo. Same kind of thing in wrestling, especially a lot in judo. There's a lot of dirty judo players. You get on the ground in that gi, and I mean they'll shove their fist into your abdomen, into your liver, punch you all the time, which is not legal. But one of the things that they would do, and Ronda Rousey talks about this in her book actually, is you're standing and you're constantly fighting for grips. And I hope I'm showing this decently, but imagine you got a big gi on. You're reaching for grips, and when you reach for grips, especially in the higher levels, it's all about grips. Knock those grips off a lot. Cyborg versus Nunez, that'd be a great fight. Taking Nunez, whew. I'd like to see that. I'd like to see Nunez take it. But what happens is a lot of those guys, especially up in the higher levels, what they do is they reach like they're going for, you know, to grab your gi and just boom, just bam, bam, just punch you all day. I mean, they'll break your nose. And the whole time, what happened? Oh, I was going for a grip. And they might get a 1/4 point penalty, but, you know, to them it's worth it. And maybe they don't get caught. Maybe they get a warning. You know, and sometimes maybe it happens on accident, but yeah, there's a lot of purposeful fouls in judo for people that don't know the game. Hand strikes, elbows. It's a fun competition, though. Anybody who doesn't want to get in striking, or if you do, if you just want to complement the rest of your game, I'd highly recommend joining a judo or jiu-jitsu class. It's one of the quickest ways to learn to defend yourself, too. I work a lot of loss prevention. I'm a store manager, but I'm also loss prevention because it's a small store, and I take a lot of guys down. I have that judo background, and it's very easy. Ronda going to debut in the Women's Royal Rumble match. Does YouTube still pay by views, or it's subscriber based now? David says, they pay by everything. Views is a small part of it. Minutes watched, they say, is the biggest part. But the thing with your subscribers is it gets you up into different pay tiers. So the more subscribers you get, the bigger pay tiers you get. And what that gives you is it gives you a little more ad revenue per ad watched. The biggest thing it does is it changes the kind of ads that you get a lot of the times. So where in the beginning you get a lot of these ads that you can skip in 2 or 3 seconds, people skip them and you don't get anything, or you get, you know, a 1/1000th of a penny. You get up into the higher tiers after you've been around for a longer. You may get a lot more of the 15 to 30 second ads that aren't skippable, or things that are geared more towards your audience as you develop that audience, and sometimes 2 to 3 minute commercials. On another note, I know it's difficult. Like I said, I hate commercials. But if when you're watching your favorite content providers, if you have the time to watch, what's the announcement here? Sorry, guys.
Perseverance and determination. Hall of Famer Matt Hughes fought back.
So if you guys are watching this, they're talking about Matt Hughes, where he got ran over by the train. And the miracle that was. They're going to go into that a little bit. But June 16, 2017, he was one of my favorite fighters. But just to finish up the pay tier thing real quick there, yeah, you'll get better ads. You get a little bit more per ad if you have more subscribers, and definitely more interactions, likes, comments, even dislikes. So that's why I don't get too upset when people dislike my video. Give me, you know, I don't like derogatory comments, but it's actually helpful for you. Who's your favorite fighter? Jordy says, my favorite active fighter right now would be Stipe Miocic, and that's why I have a hard time with this fight coming up. And that's because I just think he's like that all-American hero. I have a huge amount of respect for him being not just the heavyweight champion that took on all comers and just destroyed them, but the fact that he's a full-time firefighter, that just puts it over the top for me. You know, though, those are our real heroes. I know you hear people say it a lot, but the firefighters, the police officers that do a good job, the medics, the teachers, those are the people that we need to teach our kids to look up to. Those are the mentors they need to have. Their parents, teachers, firemen. You know, a lot of athletes say they're not role models, and they're not role models. So if you're watching FS1, they're going through this comeback from Matt Hughes. I agree, much respect. Thank you very much, Jordy. And I think we're headed towards a better world with this new generation in that respect. You know, honestly, I think people are, because of the internet, because of podcasts, because of a lot of videos and people just getting smarter and having more tools, I think people are getting not just more intellectually smarter, I think they're getting, you know, more intellectually loving, I guess. And we definitely need a lot of that in this country right now. Stop the hate, stop the wars. Everybody, you know, let's just unite. I don't care, like Metallica said at the last concert I went to, says, I don't care who you voted for. I don't care where you're from. I don't care anything about your skin color or whatever. We're all Americans, and that's what these troops put their life on the line for every single damn American. Every single damn American that you see every day, that you interact with, even the ones that are putting their knees down, putting their knees up, saluting the flag, whatever they're doing, they're out there putting their life on the line for all of us. And much respect as always to all the troops. Much respect to Matt Hughes right now. He's walking down to the ring, down to the cage, excuse me, giving Dana White a hug. And what was the Hawaii thing? Can Mike review that? From 7 Hawaii. Drawing a little bit of a blank on that one. You might have to refresh my memory on that one. Matt Hughes was definitely one of my favorite fighters too. Oh, excuse me, the Hawaii thing. I think you meant the false alarm. Yeah, it took me a second, David. I had my mind on fighting. I read a little bit about it. I guess there was a false flag. They said that there was a missile warning. They thought that somebody thought that North Korea was going to launch missiles at Hawaii, and then they said it was a false alarm. So I'm gonna honestly have to look into that, do some more research. I definitely like to do a video on that. I probably should have done it a little early and it was harder, but Yeah, they're looking at the welterweight rankings right now. You got the champ, of course, T. Wood, Stephen Thompson at number 1, RDA at number 2, Colby Covington at 3, Lawler at 4, and Maya at 5. How's it going? When does fight start? Another fight's here starting soon, man. But yeah, much respect to Matt Hughes. What's up, Fred? Thanks for tuning in, man. Always good to see Fred the Shed. We got just about all the regulars in here now. What'd you think of that Michael Johnson fight there, man? Michael Johnson and Elkins there. That was interesting. Hey, young David. Can you grab me a beer and the bottle opener, please? No, they're not Twist. Drinking some Widmer Drifter Ale Pale tonight. Summit Hop Pale Ale. It's somewhat of a local brewery. Well, it comes out of Portland, actually, but if you can get your hands on some Widmer Draft Pale Ale, I'd highly recommend it. I like trying a lot of different IPAs and different beers, and it's just really flavorful. Mrs. Johnson fight, what happened? Elkins choked him out, dude. Second round, Michael Johnson came out really aggressive. In my mind, I think he might have blew his gas tank a little early. Elkins takes him down, gets a great transition, takes his back in the body scissors, and has an incredible grip, and doesn't even really look like he's completely under the chin, but it was maybe more of a combo choke neck crank, and Michael Johnson tapped pretty quickly. I've heard Elkins has a great grip. Thanks for the 4 thumbs up there, guys. I said it really helps the the movement on the channel, and thanks again for everybody that tuned in. Channel's building fast. Ooh, sounds nasty. Yeah, it was. Check out my subs, Fred. Finally started getting paid now up to 204. I was hoping, my goal was to get up to 200 subs at the end of this. Are you a Robbie Lawler fan? David said his fight against RDA was crazy. His fight against RDA was crazy, and not only was it crazy, did you see all the injuries that Robbie Lawler had during that fight? They were saying he came in with an injury and sustained several huge injuries in that. So I can't help but think that made a big difference. RDA looked really good. High volume punching. Johnson won. No, Nathan Drade, sorry. Johnson didn't win. Elkins choked him out in the second round, dude. It was in his hometown. Feel a little bad for Johnson on that one, but congratulations to Elkins. That's a huge feather in his cap. But first card in St. Louis, Missouri, and Michael Johnson loses in front of the home crowd. Dang, Nathan says, anybody who's not subscribed, 204, F yeah, man, making waves. For sure, man, that was great. Gonna duck out. All right, thanks for tuning in, man. Thanks for everybody tuning in, and have a great night.
You have every right to be skeptical, especially if you've been disappointed by
Jeremy Stevens versus Dooho Choi. Yeah, that's gonna be the main event. Obviously, I'm picking Jeremy Stevens. Call it G. Hope I pronounced that right. I pick him Jeremy Stevens on experience and power. Dooho Choi has an incredible punching volume, though. I was looking almost double the punching volume of Jeremy Stevens, so, I mean, he could overwhelm him. This fight could definitely go either way, but I'm going to give it to the little heathen just based on experience, but that's going to be an incredible fight. I think that's an early candidate for Fight of the Year, honestly. I hope it lives up to expectations. For sure. Like I said, anybody who's new on here, anybody that's not subscribed, if you could please subscribe. That's the biggest things I get out of doing these fight casts is more subscribers, and it kind of helps me move up that pay tier a little bit. Thank you so much, Collie. You know how much that means, man. Thank you very much. 9 months, and I was at 203 subscribers before today. My last fight cast before I started, I think I was around the 150s. So big jump recently, and I hope to get, you know, my goal is I hope to get 15 subscribers, so he's out of this fight cast, and I'll be happy. Definitely the likes and everything help.
30 years old, Kamaru Usman, and on the other side from Norway is Emil.
This is anybody who's thinking about doing a YouTube channel, you know, as a career, it's just like building any other business. You got to build your foundation. I've been working pretty hard for about 9 months, and it's just now starting to see progress. So, posted the first video on March 9th on this channel. I had done another channel previously back in like 2012. I wish I would have kept that channel up too, but I kind of had some executive stuff I was doing at the time. Chris Cyborg versus Mighty Mouse. Oh my God, George. I'm gonna pee myself. Who's winning now? Kamaru Usman versus Emil Meek is the next fight. They have not came down yet. Number 10, Kamaru Usman versus Emil Meek. I got Usman in this one. I think he'll probably overwhelm Meek with his power and wrestling.
Introducing first, fighting out of the corner.
But could be a good fight, but Emil Meek's coming in, wants a 4-1 underdog out of Norway. Yeah, that's a tough draw for him. Yeah, all the way from Norway here, Emil Meek too, and that's a really tough draw for him to get Usman. If you guys have not seen Kamaru Usman fight, yeah, this guy is an absolute animal. Great wrestling. His striking's coming on. He's got power. Dooho Choi versus Stevens. Who's winning now? They're not fighting yet, Park. They're going to be two more fights. After this, going to be Paige Van Zandt. And then we'll have the main event, Dooho Choi and Jeremy Stevens. I'm going to try to get my daughter Rebecca down here to commentate the Paige Van Zandt fight. She's a seasoned female high school wrestler. Takedown right away from Usman. This is what I've seen come. Oh, and Meek's going for a guillotine. Looks like he has that deep right out of the gate.
Super impressive if Emil Meek can pull off a guillotine here in the first round.
It looks like Usman's probably going to get out of it. Oh, I see they aren't fighting yet. I see. Thanks. No problem, Park. Hey, subscribe, man. If you can get a subscribe, you'll. Stipe versus Francis here. I got Stipe, man. He's my favorite fighter. I love Francis too, though. I wouldn't be too upset to see him as heavyweight champion. And then just set up a rematch between those two. Yeah, Meek might burn his arms out on this guillotine. I'm not sure how good of a angle he's got on that. It looks like he doesn't have it underneath all the way. But Usman's not out yet either. No, he doesn't have it underneath, and Usman's out. And he just ends up with better... Oh, and he's going for a head and arm. He's got a head and arm, possibly a head and arm choke, and he's pushing Meek's head up against the cage. That's definitely not comfortable. I remember back in the day, I don't know who's been watching this long enough to see Tank Abbott, old David Tank Abbott, get his first submission against Steve Jenham. What he did is he just pushed his head into the cage so far the cage is bending all the way out. Steve Jenham's bleeding, and he taps. Tank Abbott wins the match by submission for pushing Steve Jenham's head almost through the cage. That's definitely not a enviable position. Meek half up here. Usman's still got a leg trapped here though. Guy's got just superior wrestling here. Now he's got his back, and he's starting to knee those thighs. He's gonna start breaking those legs down. Meek's got a wrist. He's going for a standing Kimura. There's nothing there. He just needs to break loose here if he can. And that may have been, that may be the reason he's going for the Kimura here, is more to try to gain space. I don't think he thinks he has it, no, and he's getting out of it. But Usman's got him around his waist now. He needs to grab his wrist, and that's what he's doing. He needs to grab his wrist and push him down. But I think Usman's a lot stronger. I think Stipe might dump Francis on his head. I'd probably bet on it. Yeah, Fred, I agree. I think it's pretty disrespectful for Stipe to come in the underdog as a champ with the guys that he took out. But Francis has got that hype behind him. He's got that superpower where he could definitely take anybody out at any moment. Like I said, I still think Stipe is going to win that. Oh, nice slam from Usman. And I seen that coming. Yeah, Usman is a powerful dude. And Meek's got one leg in to keep Usman out of that half guard, but he's about to mold it. I thought Usman was actually going to move the other direction there. I was surprised he moved to the right instead of the left. I think he probably could have gotten side mount there. But, oh, he's in side mount now, though, and maybe a better position. Dropping some elbows there. Oh, and Meek pushes up against the fence, gets himself back up, but he's having a hard time staying up. He's trying to grab those wrists, but Usman might be too strong for him. Meek's using a lot of energy just to try to get to his feet. Anybody got Meek on this one? Yeah, and Usman's just pushing him up against the fence there again. Meek might make it through the first round there. Stipe should be the favorite. He's defended a lot of time. Corey said, yeah, he's actually about to break the record, which, believe it or not, the record for defending the heavyweight championship is 2 times in a row. That tells you how competitive and volatile the heavyweight division is. That was Cain Velasquez, defended about 2 times in a row. And, I mean, that's incredible, but the UFC heavyweight division has always been so volatile, unpredictable, and competitive. You know, there's been so many faces in there. It seems like, you know, that belt's changed hands a lot of times. Didn't Francis used to dig sand for a living or something crazy like that? Yeah, in France, David. He was moving sand buckets in Linden and moving sand. Brock has the record also. Seven says, yeah, they're tied for it. I don't know if there's anybody else that's had 2. But, and I believe Brock, trying to think, Brock, he won against Mir in their second fight. He defended against, what's his name, that gassed out the engineer that almost knocked him out. I can't think of his name now. I think he recently retired. But, yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing Brock come in and fight France just because, honestly, it's kind of a freak show and they're such big guys. For Doom, I think. Cain, no, he got knocked. Cain knocked out Brock Lesnar. Bad. That's who Cain won the title from, actually. But, yeah, I was watching that one at a friend's, and, yeah, he completely picked Brock Lesnar apart and dominated him. That was kind of his coming out party. It would be funny if John Cena attempted fighting the UFC. I've heard the rumor. Coley Bigfoot Silva. I believe he did fight Bigfoot Silva. I believe Brock may have fought Bigfoot Silva. I know he beat Heath Herring. I don't think he had the championship yet, though. No, he didn't have a championship yet. So we have to look that up, I guess. I don't know. But 3 more subscribers tonight. Thank you very much, guys. Whoever's subscribing, I see 3 more there. That's nice. So, thanks for all the thumbs up too. Channel's been moving along. My goal for this channel is, you know, profitability within about 7 years. I want it to be a good supplement to my income, if not my my main income. And I think it's possible. John Cena should fight Brock in UFC. When does it start? It's hard to say, man. Probably about 8:30, 9 o'clock. But we got this fight between Usman and Meek, and then Paige Van Zandt. Oh, another nice slam from Usman. Paige Van Zandt against Rebecca something. I can't remember her name, sorry. Honestly, I had never heard of her before this fight was announced. But it's about even odds. And Usman just, you know, workmanlike fight here, but nothing super exciting going on here. Unfortunately. So, and Meek gets back up again here.
He doesn't usually fight that way. No, we saw glimpses of that again here tonight. He threw a big, wild overhand.
Yeah, and Usman's just laying on him, and you know, looking forward to that Dooho Choi versus Jeremy Stevens fight though, and it's coming up here soon. That's going to be a candidate who's playing now. It's going to be Usman versus Meek, and Usman's just sitting on top, pounding on the body. Not a real riveting fight here. I think the ref's actually going to call him up. And Meek has a nasty gash on the back of his head. I don't think it's going to be anything that's going to stop the fight, because, you know, usually that's going to be cuts that are draining into your eyes. But doesn't look fun nonetheless. Oh, Meek, nice elbows from the bottom. About 6 elbows. Yoel versus Luke Rockhold. Who you got? I got Yoel Romero, Collie. I think Yoel Romero, he's superior wrestler and superior striker. But that's not to say that Luke can't take him out. I mean, he took out Chris Weidman, but I think Yoel's just stronger, more explosive, obviously a better striker, and one of the best wrestlers in MMA history. You know, I mean, Olympic level dude. I can agree. Cody says, yeah. I mean, like I said, you know, Luke could pull it off. I don't know. You know, his height, I think, is going to be an advantage on that one. Sprawling to stop the takedowns. But yeah, I see Yoel winning that one, and then hopefully we get a rematch between Yoel Romero and Robert Whitaker. Instead of presidential elections, who should put the candidates in the octagon? Should put the candidates. Oh God, David. Yeah, I don't think that would have been a good idea to put Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton in the cage. Sorry. Yeah, I think there's some law against that. David, yeah. You put world leaders in there. The problem is Putin would destroy everyone, I guarantee. Vladimir Putin's, he's a badass. He is sitting at every Fedor fight in Russia. He's a beast for sure, David. Yeah, judo black belt, I believe possibly jiu-jitsu black belt. Dude's actually got a really rounded game, and he's shown it. He, you know, even he's getting older, he, you know, walks around without a shirt off to show off that physique. You know, they got pictures and paintings of him sitting on horses with his shirts off. Former KGB. I don't think any world leaders would want to mess with that dude. So. That's a big one. Looks like they're advertising the prelims for UFC 220. That card is stacked. What about Daniel Cormier versus Ozdir Volkan? I think you pronounce his name. That guy can hit. Meek is getting the better on the feet, but Usman is a way better wrestler. Fred. Yeah, and that's kind of what I seen happen. Imagine Putin versus Kim. Oh my God. Oh, I would pay pay-per-view for that one for sure. Who would not? You imagine Kim that fat ass walking up to Vladimir Putin and just getting slammed and armbarred and then probably beaten into oblivion. Man, talk about dropping bombs. Putin would be dropping the bombs from the mount. Show more replay would be hilarious. Dave said Trump versus Kim, same weight, says Fred. I don't know if Kim weighs as much as Trump. Kim's a short, fat little dude, though, so. Yeah, they might be close. I'd pay to see that one, too. Why not? They're already a war on Twitter, so.
Time to recover here from Usman says he's ready to go. Yeah, luckily that was. It's never pleasant. It was just the toes. It wasn't a full shin to the groin.
So a groin shot from Meek there. Short stop though. Wait, what is Kim height? Oh God, he's gonna be maybe 5'4". Call Joe. Celebrity Deathmatch needs to come back to 7. I liked that show. I agree. Oh, Meek throwing some shots and he stops the takedown from Usman. But it's going to be hard for him to continue to stop those takedowns. Usman's just such... Oh, and he's got him up in the air. Bam. Slams him down. I think he might have landed a headbutt and opened up a gash on Meek's forehead when he came down. Yeah, he is bleeding really bad. Probably into his eyes. There's blood all over the mat. And I think that was from a headbutt coming down. Now here's the rule in UFC. They do have replays. I learned this recently. If there's a question whether something happened accidental or something big happened, they do have replays. But the catch is, once they decide they're going to do the replay, the fight's over. It cannot continue after that. Oh, wow. I just googled Kim's weight. It says 290. Oh my God! And he's about 5'2", maybe 5'4". Wow. I don't know if that's accurate, but that is a big 290. Oh, that is a fat 290. Oh my God. Maybe it's, you know, from the fact that he doesn't defecate. Did you guys know that? He actually tells his people that he does not use the bathroom because he's not human. And I know that's on a little bit of a, you know, different conversation, but over there in North Korea, that's no joking matter. That's not only a totalitarianism. I think that's a hostage situation, and it's pretty sad. You know, thoughts and prayers to the people in North Korea. Meek's face is so bloodied right now. That is not pretty. Haha, 290 in his 5'7", says Colin. Oh my gosh. I cannot believe even trying to walk. I can't imagine trying to walk around, and I hope I don't offend anybody that's walking around at 5'7", 290. But that's got to be uncomfortable. Talk about back problems, says David. Yeah. I mean, I broke my foot, and I was up to almost 290 myself, but I'm 6 feet tall, and that's why I don't drink too many beers anymore. I've been on this paleo thing, and very quickly dropped down into the 250s from about 290. So, hoping to be down to 220 in about another 6 months, and I'll let you guys know how that goes. But the paleo is awesome. You cut the sugar out. Hit those proteins and those good fats, and you just live on steak and eggs and veggies, and you're never hungry because your body's getting the nutrients it needs to. Usman, he's got a nice side mount there, and he's starting to land some elbows. And I have to imagine, I can't believe they haven't taken a look at that cut yet. With only 48 seconds left, maybe they won't. But I don't know that Meek can see it all at this point. He's got blood, in his eyes, rolling down to into his eyes. Definitely, a lot of sweat and blood. And another slam from Usman. And yeah, I got to think that Meek's vision is severely compromised at this point. And Usman's going to be content to just ground and pound this one out. Just throw Meek down to the ground. And I'm ready to get to the next fight. I realize the skill of the wrestling and stuff, but I mean, I don't watch UFC to see a wrestling match. I'm sorry. The lay and pray. I like a lot of, the great transitions. You're talking about a lot of good jiu-jitsu. It's a different story, but to just watch a fight where somebody lays and prays for 15 minutes, it's, that just doesn't do it for me. Hey, young David, you want to let that dog out, please? And it's a move of the fight. I don't know if there was a move of this fight, but there's a slam from Usman there, they're going to say. A couple slams. They had a good game plan. Not a real entertaining fight, though. What if they have a fighting competition to replace of war from every country, he always says. I'd much rather see that than seeing our soldiers die for nothing or fighting over oil. I'm tired of war, man. I'm just completely tired of war. I'm tired of the fight between the two parties. I don't want to get too political. Usman just playing it safe, not mad, just disappointed. Yeah, I thought that was disappointing, Fred. I mean, that's not the kind of fight that you pay for. That's not, it's not the kind of performance that's gonna grow your fan base for sure. Call it the best fighter from the U.S. versus North Korea fighter. Oh, geez, yeah. How about the best fighter from the U.S. versus Kim Jong-un? He thinks he's so awesome. Let's just see Kim Jong-un versus Francis Ngannou. He wants to launch missiles. Francis Ngannou is showing some missiles when he launches Kim Jong-un's head off his body. Welcome back, Celebrity Deathmatch.
Thanks, son. See you in a little while.
Jeep Cherokee Limited with a comfortable interior and best-in-class capabilities.
So, and now we have to get away for these commercials and, the obvious decision after this lackluster fight, but should have a good female fight coming up here. And you guys ever been to St. Louis? I'd like to visit there. They're in St. Louis. I've never been there, but I'd like to visit. I heard there's a lot of stuff to do there for free. A lot of museums, a lot of historical things, and that almost all of them are free. My mother-in-law was telling me. So, sounds like a fun trip. I'm a big history buff. And if you want to pay for your trip, I guess if you have two people, there's a huge pizza over there, and they'll pay you $1,500 if the two of you can eat it. Haha, that would be awesome, Coley said. Oh, yeah. For sure. Yeah. Yeah, no surprise here that Kamaru Usman wins, and he's getting a lot of boos here. Not surprising. It's a dominant performance, but, it's not the performance the fans wanted to see.
Sitting at about 30%. Everybody knows what I'm capable of. That was 30% right there, and I still dominated a tough.
Usman's saying he was at about 30% for that fight, so I'm not sure what that means. But yeah, he's getting a ton of boos.
The longest win streak in the welterweight division. Who do you want next?
Longest win streak of the welterweight division, but his stock, I think his stock goes down in a win there, to be quite honest.
You can run, but you can't hide.
And he's just called out Colby Covington.
And I'm gonna find you.
I think Unman is a cocky prick. Fred says, yeah, so is Colby Covington, in my opinion, though. Maybe we'll get them both in there. Hey, young David.
What?
You want to take over for me? I'm going to take a pee break. Oh, here we go. I got to use the restroom. My son's going to make me wait here. Oh, T-Wood there in the crowd. Tyrone Woodley. Yeah, Cody is a class D-back. God, I cannot stand that guy. He just started talking smack just to talk smack. And low blow, disrespectful little prick. In my mind. 0 fights since December 17, 2016, actually, Paige Van Zandt. I didn't realize that. Jessica Rose Clark, back-to-back wins, but she's 8-4-1. So, you know what, we'll see here. Good thing about the female fights is they're very rarely boring. All right, young David, if you guys have questions for young David here, he's going to step in here for a minute.
Hey, Mav. Hello.
Taco Bell's new $5 cravings deal has all of Taylor's favorites.
Hey, not much. Playing Dark Souls.
Taco, cheesy gordita crunch, and a medium drink. It also has Brad's favorites. The guy who bought it. Taco Bell's new $5 cravings deal.
Alright, go on you. Yeah. It's been that long since I've been on the stream at all. It's just ridiculous ads playing right now. Yeah, definitely interesting ads. I really don't know. I don't really like to pick favorites. I definitely like the movie The Dark Knight. The rest of the trilogy wasn't that good. Pulp Fiction's really good. Haven't seen Goodfellas. I actually haven't seen a lot of classic movies because neither of my parents have very good movie taste.
I've seen all the classic movies because I pay attention to my parents' good movie taste.
You can claim a complimentary bottle of Alpha King by texting Boxer to 809-809. Force Factor was recently named GNC's breakout brand of the year.
I forced him to watch Breakfast Club once.
I love Breakfast Club. It's great. Yeah, that's a really good movie. He's back.
Oh. Alright, guys. The better commentators were in there for a minute, but I'm back and you'll have to put up with me. Coming up to our main event, Jeremy Stevens and Dooho Choi. Who is in Face of Phones or Dark Side? Oh, who wins in Face Off, Thanos or Dark Side?
Huh?
I don't know. Who wins in a Face Off, Thanos or Dark Side? He says. Let me see the. Who wins in a Face Off, Thanos or Dark Side, David? Who wins in a Face Off, Thanos or Dark Side?
I don't really know anything about Dark Side.
Yeah, I gotta claim ignorance on that one. I honestly don't know who either one of those guys are. I'm not as big into comics as my son there. But he says Thanos. David says Thanos. So I'll go with that. What do you think?
No, I didn't just say Thanos.
Fred's Mike, your boy hasn't seen Goodfellas. It's a fucking crime.
Yeah.
Fred says we have to watch Goodfellas. Haven't you been wanting to watch Goodfellas?
I watch Thor.
We'd also have to talk about whether or not Thanos has all the
too
has.
Well, we're gonna have to watch
Infinity Gems.
Well,
I want to see The Greatest Showman.
Well, Goodfellas is longer than Thor.
Goodfellas, I will watch Goodfellas.
Have you guys seen Thor Ragnarok? We were talking about going out and seeing that. We haven't watched it yet.
I've heard The Godfather is incredible. I
don't know. I feel like once you see one of those superhero movies, you've seen them all because they're so fucking long. I feel like it would be a lot better if it was like 45 minutes. It's so fucking long. I got shit to do, you know?
They are very long. Well, Goodfellas is not short. That is a long movie.
Now, that's a good excuse, though.
But,
like,
yeah, that's a really good movie. They were just saying that it's a crime. The kids haven't watched Goodfellas.
I'll watch Goodfellas.
One of the guys on here. But looks like some of the family showing up here in the last two fights here. But if you guys like movies, if you don't have a movie pass, I would highly recommend it. Movie pass, it's legit. $10 a month, watch as many movies as you want. Download the app on your phone. A lot of people, you know, thought it was a scam, as well as me. I wondered how in the world that they could actually do this. It's been awesome. So if you get time to go to the theater, which we hadn't been going to the theater for a long time, it's too damn expensive. It's over $10 to see one movie in this area. And you can see as many movies as you want. Well, one movie a day for $10 a month. So you want to see some movies, it'd be stupid not to get Movie Pass if you go to the movies.
And then they also give you a rewards card. So every time you see a movie for free, you get
that's
points,
our Regal's
and then
rewards
you end
card,
up getting free popcorn anyway.
And who doesn't want free popcorn?
Your scale.
Who do you guys got in this fight? Paige Van Zandt or Rose Clark here? Honestly, I haven't seen Clark fight. I think I might have seen one of her fights. I don't remember. It was quite a while ago on Invicta.
Or Jumanji at 10:15.
Oh, I want to see that too. 10:15.
Obviously, a lot of people have said Paige Van Zandt is overrated, and I'm sure there's a lot of people rooting against her.
But I also don't know to be accurate because I
Jessica Rose Clark, 8-4. She's actually ranked a little above Paige Van Zandt. Paige Van Zandt, who's the boyfriend of Sage Northcutt, who just got a spot in the new
What's downsizing? Oh, the
Creed movie.
Downsizing.
Did you see that?
What? I have not seen anything.
No, Sage Northcutt just landed the spot to play Drago's son in the new Creed movie.
Ooh.
You're definitely watching the Creed movie. I watch every Rocky movie. Watch every Rocky movie.
I have seen every
from the beginning to the end.
Rocky,
Creed. I raised my kids right.
I'm only 15 and I've seen every single Rocky movie.
Might not see Godfellas.
Twice.
We watch all the Rocky movies. I got neither. I have Me by Boredom. Oh God, Fred. I noticed there wasn't a lot of comments for a while. I mean, not a lot of interest in this fight here. You know, there's very rarely a boring female fight, though. They usually come to fight, so hopefully they surprise y'all coming into.
Who was it on the?
Choi
It
and
was
Jeremy Stevens
Aldana
fight.
and someone else. That was a good fucking fight. I only saw like.
We were watching the prelims,
on the prelims.
And I cannot remember the fighters.
I remember all their stats.
Fight, but
it was a bantamweight fight.
Great transition. Who do you think will win, Stevens or Dooho Choi? Says Mike Lee. I picked Jeremy Stevens based on his accuracy and his experience, if anything. But Dooho Choi lands about twice as many strikes. I don't think he's faced the competition, but he definitely could overwhelm Jeremy Stevens. It can go either way. But if I had to bet on it, I'd bet Jeremy Stevens.
Damn.
Oh, commercial there for Francis Ngannou versus Stipe Miocic.
Some of these guys are such heavy hitters. I feel like, you know, like when you turn the rumble function on your controller, and you're like, what the fuck?
Francis, no. Paige is still a 50-50 sometimes. She doesn't even bother fighting. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, well, you know, I guess we'll see. If not, hopefully Rose Clark destroys her if she doesn't come in to fight tonight.
She better.
But yeah,
like anyone who doesn't come in to fight better come in to lose, because that's what you're there for.
If you have not watched that full promo yet, though, for the Stipe Miocic Francis Ngannou fight, they were just showing a commercial for it. That very good promo. That was riveting. Not as if everyone didn't want to watch that fight to begin with. And what about DC versus Volkan Ozdemir? A lot of people are counting Ozdemir out. I certainly don't count Ozdemir out.
We could honestly like disassemble it halfway.
If DC starts to try to outstrike Volkan, he's gonna have some issues.
I literally would like go all in.
Now, if he takes him down,
like I actually
and holds him and grounds and pounds him, it'll probably be a boring fight. But DC will probably win it in that case. But Volkan could definitely catch him. Don't sleep on Volkan Ozdemir. That's going to be a great card.
I've never understood NASCAR. There was a commercial for the Daytona 500. I've never understood why people like to watch it.
Oh, you watch it for the crashes.
Oh, see, there we go.
Yeah, basically, if there's a race on, like NASCAR or Indy racing, basically I watch it until someone has a big pile up and crash, and then it takes a while to clear the track. So I'll turn to something else for like 30 minutes, and then I'll turn it back and wait for another crash.
That's basically just like driving in Everett.
Does anybody watch NASCAR for anything other than crashing? I'm probably highly insulting some NASCAR fans here.
Basically sounds like driving in Everett. I think the most crashes I've passed in a day was like 5. And I was only out for a couple hours.
The left turns, man. Yeah, NASCAR's boring. They just go in circles, says Mike Lee. That's what we're saying, but it's fun when they crash. That's about it. And then, when there's a battle for a position, when there's a real intense battle for, first or second, or whether it's first or second or 13th and 14th, and those are pretty riveting. I grew up going to a place in Umatilla, Oregon called Race City, USA, and every Sunday we used to watch the races, me and my dad, and it was a rundown piece of shit racetrack with bleachers that you could fall through at any minute, but it was entertaining. Dirt track, piece of shit demo cars, but they let those guys race, and they let them bump, they let them knock people off the track. It was entertaining. So I'll say it was entertaining. Oh, you can't play that music. You're going to get me demonetized. Cassandra, you have to turn that off immediately. Sorry, she's playing some music there. If anything comes through my YouTube video, they'll demonetize the entire thing.
Honey, the composers of that... Yeah, I'm insane.
All right, here we go.
Dead. Long time.
You gotta see the video Maddie Johnson put on the page.
Oh, I saw that she posted it, but I didn't watch it.
Oh, Rose Clark lands a nice counter punch over the top of Paige Van Zandt there.
Ooh, I like the kicks.
Yeah, Paige Van Zandt comes in with some flashy moves. Honestly, I'm kind of going for Paige in this one.
A lot of energy out there in the beginning.
I like to see the flashy. I like to see the flashy stuff. I'm a sucker for the flashy stuff.
She's looking pretty flashy and high energy here right now at the beginning. Coming in strong. Ooh, you could hear that.
Rose Clark looks like they pulled her off of a park bench in front of a meth lab. I'm sorry. I know that sounds pretty degrading, but God, do they consider meth a performance-enhancing drug?
No,
because she may fail the test.
She looks like the emo one on Scrubs, or whatever, or Bones, or Scrubs. I don't know.
And Paige Van Zandt goes for a hip throw, and like Clark ends up back on top.
Reverses the action. Really interesting the other day. Jessica Rose Clark.
That was kind of a sloppy transition there.
And then we spoke to Paige. He said, if it goes to the ground, I'm going to finish her, yeah.
And Clark's got Van Zandt's back there. Oh, and Clark, Van Zandt gets up pretty easily there. But she's kind of going for a standing arm choke. If she gets this, that would be amazing. Clark's looking pretty deep. She's got a standing arm choke, and now she's just knocked down to the ground. I mean, she's still got that head and arm choke.
Doesn't look like she's enjoying it too much, obviously. But from that position,
I think there's still a little space in there for Van Zandt to breathe, so I don't think she's going to be tapping right now. But Clark's definitely putting a lot of pressure on. Oh, it almost looked like Van Zandt was going to tap there.
It looked like she almost accidentally tapped.
Yeah, it did.
But she's just trying to wiggle her way out.
Yeah, she's out of it now.
Some body elbows.
Be interesting to see what Clark says about that later, if she thinks that Van Zandt tapped. Hear a lot of creative stories from fighters after losses. Or wins. Definitely after losses.
I've always thought that would be super weird to...
Like Chael Sonnen and Santito Ortiz tapped against him in the fight he lost against him. I didn't see it.
I've always thought that would be so surreal to be like fucking shoved a mic up your face as soon as you got out of a fight. I don't remember anything from a fight when I get right out. Like, all I'm trying to do is, like, remember what the numbers on the scoreboard mean. Like, my mind is wiped for, like, 5 minutes minimum after a match. Like, talk to me in, like, 15 minutes, then I'll be analyzing it. But they just walk right up there like, hey, like, you haven't even had water yet. What's up?
Yeah, and that's why Conor's such an enigma. I mean, he's just a 24-hour entertainer. And he backs it up a lot of the time. I mean, I'm not saying he's the best fighter in the world, but he's a great self-promoter, and he's fully aware of where he is physically and psychologically at all times.
This has been really even with heavy stand-up and good grappling.
Yeah, Clark's on top there. Who you think he'll fight next? David says.
What, you guys don't give a fuck about the girl fight?
I really hope that he fights Tony Ferguson next, because Tony's been waiting for that shot. And I don't feel that Tony should have to fight Khabib for a shot against it either, because he already fought Kevin Lee for that interim championship. He already has the interim championship. So to see Khabib jump in front of him when Tony Ferguson is the interim championship completely, I think Khabib will be the best fight, but Tony deserves it. Yes, Dave, that's what I'm saying. How can you ever hand out an interim belt again with a straight face after you give another guy the title shot when the other guy has the interim belt? That would completely delegitimize it. So I hope that's not what happens. And I'm okay with them fighting, but if they fight, it shouldn't be for the belt. They should strip Conor and give it to Tony, if that's the case. I'm fine with Conor going for the bigger money fight, whether it be against Khabib or it be against Nate Diaz, which I think is his biggest fight out there still. Although Khabib in Russia is definitely a big fight, and that's going to put a lot of butts in the seat. That would be nuts, David said. That would be insane. It would literally be like the real life Rocky when Rocky goes in against Drago in Russia. I gotta say that would be the feeling. Because Khabib is just this freak of nature. Conor definitely not as humble as Sylvester Stallone was in the Rocky movies, though. I don't think anybody's calling Conor McGregor humble at this point. Yeah, and Khabib didn't kill Conor's friend. This is true, David. This is true.
Fuck.
that would be definitely more of a motivator. Definitely a huge motivator.
Kind of a big plot device.
Kind of like Bloodsport when Van Damme thinks his friend is dead before he fights Bolo Young's character. These younger guys, if you haven't seen Van Damme and Bloodsport, go back to 1984 and watch that movie before you call yourself a mixed martial arts fight fan.
See, look how much more productive Romeo and Juliet would have been if she'd like gone up and like started fighting people.
Hey, you may not have seen Goodfellas, but you've seen Bloodsport and all the Rockies, right?
I've seen every single Rocky movie at least twice. That is not something we missed.
Oh, and Paige Van Zandt. Nice takedown, ends up on top, but she's in Clark's guard.
This has been a really well-rounded fight.
It's been a competitive fight.
Yeah. No, but they're always moving and
Van Zandt's going to decide to get up.
And exciting stand-up.
Not sure what she got an angle there. She threw a body punch down. She's trying to get a head punch down there, but
Clark just really wants to.
That was some really weird strategy, Van Zandt, and then she turns around and ends up being slammed by Clark. I don't understand what she was doing there at all.
Clark just really.
Can anyone explain to me what in the hell Paige Van Zandt was doing in that transition? Let's take the person down, get halfway up, and then leave ourselves susceptible to another takedown. Very sloppy.
Oh my God, they're booing the shit out of these girls.
And you're hearing the boos here, yeah, for sure. And not unwarranted right now. Not a lot of action going on. I think the ref might stand him up at any time here. The boos definitely seem to push the referee towards standing people up.
The girls can hear them too, you can tell.
But you got to do something.
Van Zandt.
You got to do something. I know you got a game plan, but you
shots. Clark's just laying
you got to
on
go
top
for
of
finishes. Fred says she gets paid too much too early in her career, so she has no push. Paige Van Zandt, super overrated, came out of Invicta, highly touted out of Invicta, and she's been overrated pretty much her whole career. Most people say it's because she's good looking.
Well, that's fucking the dumbest shit I ever heard.
Well, it's quite possible though.
No, I mean the concept of it.
Oh yeah. Well, female fighters, the ones that look better, definitely get the nod. They've definitely gotten favorable matchups and favorable preferential treatment from the UFC and other organizations.
I mean, then again,
Clark's going for a triangle choke here.
Liz Carmouche was not the prettiest.
Oh, she's going for the triangle there.
No, she's not.
No, she's not the pretty. She's not the prettiest flower, but.
And she
got respect.
Yeah, she was in. Wasn't Carmouche and Rousey the very first?
Carmouche got a lot of respect because she got Rousey's back in that first fight and got in. Got her with that anaconda and got the choke in there.
About.
Yeah. Is a very shallow female division at that time too. Clark is really working on that triangle choke here. Oh, she's starting to pull in. What she needs to do is she needs to grab her left foot. Look at Rose Clark's left foot. She needs to grab it if she can, and she needs to pull it in to tighten the pressure on Van Zandt's neck. Maybe she can't reach it. There, she's going for it right there. She's going for it there. She needs to, if she can, if she can slip her hips to the left and grab to the outside and grab her own right foot that's crossed and pull it in, I think she might be able to pull this off, honestly.
Man, why didn't you know all this shit when I was in matches?
But it looks like we're out of time. It looks like you're about out of time.
Oh, she did grab this.
Oh, and she's throwing some nice elbows.
Even Grandma's
Rose Clark throwing
on
some nice elbows in that triangle choke there. But not tight enough there. She's gonna make it through the round.
Ooh, look at her.
I've seen worse. Seen guys get their ears punched off before.
Preview for Den of Thieves coming out here.
Thieves.
Den of Thieves. If I have to see commercials, I want every single one of them to be a TV or movie preview. Choi. I'd have picked Choi. Well, I guess on the language, I guess you'd have to go for Choi. Sorry. I like Choi. I like the Korean Superboy for sure, and that's gonna be a hell of a fight. But you gotta say with Geico, if you had mascot battles, the Gecko's gotta be the weakest mascot out of all of them. Choi Win, Life Fitness says.
A gecko.
Possibly.
It's a gecko.
I mean, if I'm an insurance company, I'm just having like a big freaking gorilla as my mascot in my video and just stomping that gecko into the ground.
A gecko might be kind of small, but it sure made you scream like a little girl when you lost its tail.
Oh, well, we're
Dad
gonna
had a pet gecko earlier in his lifetime, and he didn't know they could drop their tails like that, and he picked it up by its tail once, and it dropped his tail.
He screamed like a baby girl.
Don't ever grab a gecko by its tail. I will say that. What was your daughter's game plan B against Ronda? Against her favorite fighter, 7? Ronda? Wow.
She passed out from excitement.
I don't know, man. I'd rather just like have a cup of tea with her. Like, she seems like a really good person to have a conversation with. I'm not really a striker. I'm a wrestler. I don't have the experience to do shit, man. It'd probably be like,
you'd have to learn the striking. Oh.
How much time do I have to prepare? There's the question. It'd be like,
Van Zandt seems to only throw those kicks. That left kick, she'll throw that jump kick right away, but she seems to really be a one-trick pony.
No, it'd be like
that's
in
a nice
Mean Girls,
left
it'd
hook.
be like, she punched me in the face once. It was awesome.
But I agree with, was it 7 saying that Paige Van Zandt just seems to not be motivated? I mean, I think she has the skill and the tools, but yeah.
And she's throwing these kick, but wasted. It's not. She's not landing them.
Oh, that was for show. She knew she wasn't gonna land that.
No, she didn't even really
There's
try.
no point in that. Nice body kick. She should have started that a little earlier.
Combo.
The jumping kicks, but they're doing nothing.
Didn't really.
She really needs to work on the lower leg kicks.
Right now, it looks like two people playing Street Fighters who were like trying to figure out
for
the
instance,
controls.
can your daughter fight Paige and finish her with a fatality? Oh man, possibly. We'll try to get her. I'm pretty sure she could take her down if anything.
It depends. How tall is she?
Joe's good.
Joe's would be cool. Joe's could totally hold her own.
She's got a friend
her.
training to go MMA pro that I probably hear quite a bit about.
She's an All-American.
Yeah, she's she's ranked like 5th or 7th or something, All-American high school wrestler for her weight class.
Rose Clark, I hate to say it, but she looks like one of the zombies on Walking Dead right now.
USA Wrestling.
I think Van Zandt's gonna have to shoot her in the head to take her out.
Winning the round, as it appears Paige Van Zandt is doing, not enough at this point.
No, not enough. But at least the things that she is trying and going for.
This is gonna sound really mean, but I don't think I've seen uglier women than Rose Clark at the methadone clinic.
When have you ever been to the methadone clinic?
Well, you know, walk by and look through the window a couple
dude, you know
times.
what she looks like? She looks like
We're by Everett. The whole thing's a methadone clinic.
She looks like a cross between like the Penguin guy from Gotham and this one lesbian on Orange Is the New Black.
Oh,
that's what she looks like.
Pretty eyes.
No, that's just the only character who you
we're
know
about
the
10.
name
We're
of.
about 10
Crazy
miles
Eyes.
from Everett. If you want to know about Everett, look up the channel called Everett Tweakers, and yeah, that's what we're known for. So.
Tweakerville.
Tweakerville. It's just a bunch of homeless
we have
people getting
rehearsal
high.
in Everett, and we can't even let the kids like go to the bathroom down the hall by themselves. They have to take somebody older with them. The little kids I do theater with.
Van Zandt with those flashy
It's nuts,
kicks,
man.
but nothing landing. I'm gonna start calling her Hollywood Van Zandt. Because all her moves, she looks like she's trying to land a Hollywood roll, but she doesn't look like she's trying to win a fight anytime
Yeah, with
soon.
the tan and the golden hair and shit, and like these flashy.
Well, she is dating Sage Northcutt, you know, a spiky boy.
Really? I was gonna say that's what she reminded me of.
At least Sage Northcutt has some skill.
It's like Barbie and Ken of the MMA world.
Who's the guy that beat CM Punk?
Oh.
Somebody help me out there.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. That young guy?
Yeah, he called out Sage Northcutt.
Like
I believe he beat Sage Northcutt.
Who was that guy? We liked that guy.
Mickey.
I really like that. Mickey.
Something with a G.
What?
Good old Mickey, 7 says. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we need young David here. No. Well, let me use my iPad here. I can't remember Mickey's last name. Who's Nick Diaz. Nick Diaz in the house. What's up, Nick Diaz? 7 gal. If that is really the Nick Diaz, I hope my subscriber base goes to 500. Tell all your friends Nick Diaz is on the set. What's up, Nick? Show me Dooho. Rain said, up next, dude. Hey, if you want to see it, for free, go to YouTube right now. YouTube TV's offering a 7-day trial, and Sling TV's offering a 7-day trial. So you can watch the fights for free and follow us along. Just use your 7-day trial. This is probably the best free card in a long time, so it wouldn't be a bad week to use that 7-day trial. You're also, since this is a Sunday card and UFC 220 is a Saturday card, you'd also get the prelims for the UFC 220 card for free. So, a little bit of incentive there. I think it's a good time to take that trial. Mickey Gall. I didn't need to look it up. I just thought about it. Mickey Gall. Mickey Gall beat CM Punk.
Scrappy
I heard CM Punk is talking about fighting again. I think he should fight Floyd Mayweather. I think CM Punk should fight Floyd Mayweather in the cage. In Japan, because they love the freak shows.
Alright, well, here we go.
Oh, and here is the official decision. I think we know where this is going. Well, you never know, though, because Paige Van Zandt could get the favorable nod. Dooho already fighting? Next. Thoughts on Mighty Mouse versus Floyd, 7 says.
Decision right now.
I am disappointed, 7. Are you kidding me? Floyd versus Demetrius Johnson.
Won by unanimous decision.
Demetrius Johnson would absolutely destroy Floyd, but I would love to see it every day.
You thought was winning, honey?
Yeah. Slam him down to the ground and arm bar the crap out of him, break that arm so he's never able to box again. Demetrius Johnson might be the best pound-for-pound fighter in the history of the UFC. He is the best pound-for-pound to never test positive for PEDs.
Rose Clark won, and she's pretty up close. I think she's hot, and I like her accent.
All right, then. My daughter thinks Rose Clark's hot. Anybody out there agree with her? I don't know about that. Are those teardrops? How many people did she kill?
No, it's an anchor and a heart.
Oh, I thought those were teardrops. I was hoping she killed a few people in prison.
Everyone who
or at the methadone clinic.
She looked like Penguin from Gotham.
Maybe she killed a few people at the methadone clinic. I think those were supposed to be teardrops. She should move to Seattle. Seattle's
she took this fight on 11 days notice.
Giving out free heroin and clean needles to heroin addicts.
God. Okay.
Welcome to the People's Republic of Seattle.
Is this really what you have to do to make the girls' fights interesting?
I'm sorry.
Hey, fuck y'all. There's been no comments the whole girls' fight unless it was about a guy's fight. Should have seen the girls fight from the prelims because that was lit as shit.
That's because my fans are not sexist because they don't like Paige Van Zandt because she only got popular because of her looks. And you got to give them props on that.
That's fair. I
got you guys' back.
Okay. Alright. So, there's my penny for my thoughts.
Guys, stick together.
Bust you up, boy. Alright, I got shit to do. I'll see you later.
Alright, thank you. Guest fight for the Paige Van Zandt fight. My sexist daughter's going to go up there and not watch the male main event. Dooho Choi, Jeremy Stevens, guys, up next, main event. Who's everybody got? Every person on the damn forum needs to pick a winner right now, because I don't want to hear you saying, I know that was going to happen. Put your pick out there right now. If you haven't done it, put your pick out there. Dooho Choi, says Wander. Thank you, Wander. I got Jeremy Stevens.
What's the fight?
Dooho Choi versus Jeremy Stevens. 7 says Stevens. Promo for Stipe and Francis Ngannou. I wish you would show the fight. My cable's cut out. Schmeh. Wonder says, sorry, man. Kim David says, show me. If your cable's shut off, go on to YouTube. YouTube's offering a 7-day free trial for YouTube TV right now. Also, Sling TV, you can get on. You don't have to have a Roku or a PS4 or Xbox. You can also get on your PC and take your free 7-day trial of YouTube TV or Sling TV. And you're going to get this for free. It's a good time to take your 7 days, because you're also getting, since this is a Sunday event, you're also going to get the prelims of the Sunday UFC 225. 10 for you, the man. Thank you, Juan. Thank you, Wander. Hope that was helpful.
David's talking to you, man.
Oh, it's Dooho Choi versus Jeremy Stevens first. This is the big fight, David. This should be one of the best free fights on UFC Fight Night in a long time. I've been excited about this fight ever since I heard it announced. I will admit, not as excited as I am about Stipe and Francis Ngannou, but if this promo doesn't make you want to see this pay-per-view, you're not a fight fan. Jesus. Stipe Miocic, Francis Ngannou, Daniel Cormier versus Volkan Ozdemir, Calvin Kattar versus Shane Burgos, Gian Villatante versus Francimir Barbosa, and Thomas Almeida versus Rob Font. That is a stacked card. The prelims, it's got Dustin Ortiz, you got Abdul Razak Al Hassan, Brandon Davis. You got some guys from Dana White's, Tuesday night fights. That's going to be a great night on FS1 and on pay-per-view, and I'll be right here. I hope you guys are here. 17 wins by knockout. There he is working out, Jeremy Stevens. And there's the Korean Superboy, Dooho Choi, 14-2 with 8 first-round finishes. This is going to be a blockbuster fight, guys. This is, grab your friends and get them online. Get them on YouTube TV, get them on Sling TV, whatever, cable, whatever. If they're an MMA fan, they need to see this fight. This is going to be one of the best fights of the year. I'm calling it right now. I hope I'm not disappointed. But these are two guys who just come straight forward and bang.
Isn't that illegal to show on cable?
Oh my. My wife with the dirty mind. Until we get in the bedroom, then she just falls asleep. But
well, you gotta make it exciting.
Well. Oh God, I hope my parents still aren't watching. Somebody get me a beer and numb my mind.
Well,
Watch, they'll just, Grandma and Grandpa will be like, hi, son. So proud of the hard work you're doing.
He's the one that took it there.
The last time my parents watched the show, one of my co-hosts called Ryan the Savage, about 15 minutes in, talked about a lot of violent things that may get me demonetized once again, but let's just say my mom's not a big fan of Ryan the Savage. He's not been on one of my videos since. But he is invited back. He will be back eventually. And I hope he does a fight cast with me. If you guys haven't seen in my videos with Ryan the Savage, he's a comedian. He's a super witty guy. But he's a little vulgar, and my mom wasn't a big fan of that. So he had to set out and time out for a little while. But if you're wondering what I'm talking about, go out there, watch my channel with, watch my video with Ryan the Savage. It's called Sunday's NFL Alternative Show. And yeah, my mom was not happy about that show. So if you watch, she's a pretty religious woman, conservative. If you watch that, you'll probably see why she was a little bit offended. But much love to Ryan the Savage, and I hope to have him back on the channel soon.
This Dooho Choi kid is for real. Amazing fight. Unlike anything maybe we've ever seen.
And there's Dooho Choi. He says, after his last fight, I'm going to train even more. I'm never going to lose again.
He hasn't had the experience that I have inside the octagon. I feel like that puts me at a whole nother level.
Jeremy Stevens is all about power.
Jeremy Stevens definitely with, you know, the power advantage and the experience advantage. Dooho Choi's got the speed. He's got the production. He throws a lot more punches. But Jeremy Stevens got those flying knees. He's got, you know, those elbows. This is a super fight, guys. This is a freebie that we're not watching this on pay-per-view. This is very nice. I'll say one more time. If you're not able to watch this, if you don't have cable, satellite, whatever, go on to YouTube TV or Sling TV. You get a 7-day free trial, and you'll be able to watch the main event fights with us. So tell your friends, and you know, all I ask in return is that I ask that you tell them to tune into my channel and a subscription for the advice. I'd appreciate it. Dooho Choi says, I think I'll be champion. Of course, you know, every fighter at that age and at that point should think that they're going to be champion. What about those leg kicks from Jeremy Stevens? Has Dooho Choi ever faced anything like that?
I break people's dreams. I'll be willing to bet that my hand's getting raised.
Those low leg kicks and those flying knees. I think Dooho Choi leaves himself open a lot, to be quite honest. Yeah, he's a high content puncher, but I think he leaves himself open for things like those leg kicks and those flying knees. I think Jeremy Stevens is going to be able to throw the leg kicks pretty much unabated. I don't think he really has to worry about Dooho Choi trying to take him down. So I think if I was Jeremy Stevens, I would throw a lot of leg and body kicks, and I would look for the opportunity to bring it up for those head kicks and those flying knees. Who win? Nobody yet. Dooho Choi's coming down to the cage right now. I'm picking Jeremy Stevens. Don't get me wrong, though. I'm a huge Dooho Choi fan. I got a massive amount of respect for both these guys. Hey, David. This is a huge fight here. These are two guys that go toe-to-toe the whole time. And it's the main event, so you should come in and co-commentate with me.
Gonna be like a Griffin fight?
I'm sitting here thinking how cool
My wife compares every fight to the Forrest Griffin Stephen Bonner the first fight.
Fucking best fight I ever saw.
She was the best fight. It was the best fight ever seen up till that point. Those guys did not have the cardio of the fighters now. It's still a great fight. It stands up. It's what got a lot of people into MMA. That first season of Ultimate Fighter 1, the entire UFC, the future was, you know, basically bet on that season and that fight. So, I mean, maybe it saved the UFC, but we've seen better fights since Stephen Bonner and Forrest Griffin won. Dooho Choi finished 12 of 14 wins, 11 by knockout, all UFC wins by first round knockout. Jesus Christ. 5th fastest knockout in history, 18 seconds. Featherweight history. Can I change my pick? I'm not gonna bail. I'm gonna stay with Jeremy Stephens. I'm not gonna bail. What do I smell?
He has won 12 of his last 13 fights. He has proven to have power.
I think I smell victory in the air. I don't know.
Maybe something.
What he faces tonight. Looking for another knockout win. Dooho Choi.
Maybe. I think it's getting me high. My wife's painting over there. She thinks she's the new Bob Ross. I think it's getting me high though. So any missteps in this commentating, it's all because I'm getting high on paint over here. By the way, my wife's actually a great painter, and we will be auctioning off some paintings of hers in the future on the site. So any requests for
possibly
I don't do people.
any kind of paintings? She's a really good painter.
No.
I look forward to setting up her own channel. Or if you guys are into art and paint, it's very relaxing, and she definitely teaches you how to paint. Here comes Jeremy Stephens. Dude looks, if anything, he definitely looks serious and focused. Hey David, come sit down. Because I gotta go to the bathroom anyways.
Cover for your dad for a minute.
I think everybody's out there falling asleep. I haven't seen anybody say anything. They're getting ready for me next.
Now, if y'all want to talk Captain America versus Black Panther, I'm down.
Second all-time in knockdowns in UFC history. 17 wins by knockout. 4 times awarded a Fight of the Night bonus. Jeremy Stephens, 31 years old, and despite his experience and his longevity in the sport, he does not feel like he's close to the
stats. Tell the tape fixed that. Not tell the tape, but on the screen. See those. Oh, that must be the time live. Aww. He's gonna be back in a moment.
Here he comes.
Yeah, no one's talking. People are leaving and coming back.
Well, I had to grab another
Everyone's
beer.
running for the restroom before.
Well, no. Why were they cutting off if they were just
David, can you do this
No, I have 16 people on.
No.
So I'll plug this again. It's out of Portland, Oregon. If you're somewhere where you can buy some Widmer Brothers Brewing Drifter Ale, Pale Ale, highly recommend it. Highly recommend it. I have not gotten paid for any sponsors that I have right now. So they are all unpaid, unsolicited sponsors. Somebody call the Ambulam. I love it. I'm stealing that one.
You actually have, really have to say now whether or not you'll be sponsored.
25 people out there. Everyone out there, if you're alive, subscribe. Dooho Choi, Jeremy Stevens main event right here. When will we be seeing the fight? Tom Brady said, nah, I'm dead. Well, if you're dead, subscribe too. If you guys want to see this fight quick as shit, go to YouTube. Go to sign up for the 7-day trial of YouTube Live TV. Will do, bro, will do. Thank you. Or Sling TV. 7-day preview. Best time to sign up, because not only are you going to get these fights, since these are on a Sunday in your 7-day trial, you're also going to get the prelims for UFC 220. So hurry, because this fight's starting right now. If you're not able to watch it, YouTube Live TV 7-day free trial, or Sling TV free trial on your PC, on your Roku, on your Xbox, whatever you're on, iPad, phone. There you go. I gave you the fights for free. Who's everybody got? Anybody who hasn't picked a winner? Thanks, bud. You're welcome, Tom Brady. God, I got Tom Brady and Nick Diaz in the house tonight. This is a this is my most popular broadcast. Yeah. I don't know. I posted this on Facebook. I don't think one of my friends tuned in. You guys are my real friends, apparently. Jeremy Heathen Stevens, a big fan for a long time. I'm a big fan of Dooho Choi too, don't get me wrong. Show us, my guy, Ben Perry said. Hey, Ben Perry, if you just tuned in, dude, quick, YouTube Live TV's 7-day free trial right now. Sling TV, 7-day free trial. You can get it on your phone, on your computer, on your Roku, on your Xbox, on your PlayStation. But quick, because they're about to ring the bell. Hey, who you got? Master Shago says. Who you got, man? I got Jeremy Stevens in this one. Not to say Dooho Choi. Oh, and Dooho Choi starts out with a low leg kick back. I just said Jeremy Stevens is going to have to concentrate on his leg kicks. Master Shaco, boo. Hey, I'm a big fan of the Korean Superboy too, man. But I've been a fan of Jeremy Stevens for a long time. So Dooho Choi's got to get a few more performances under his belt for me. Who's winning? Well, man, we're about 30 seconds in, so there's not a whole lot landed yet. Jeremy Stevens lands a right hand there. Short right hand. Just a couple shots landed so far. They're kind of studying each other in the middle of the ring here. Oh, Superboy lands a nice leg kick. Jeremy Stevens shoots for leg kick, and Dooho Choi lands one and throws a quick 1-2. Jeremy Stevens lands a nice leg kick, and Dooho Choi immediately answers. It might be a little early, but it appears that Dooho Choi has a speed advantage, and he throws a nice knee to the body in the clinch against Jeremy Stevens. Oh, Jeremy Stevens swings for the fences there. Nice knee from Choi. And I expect these guys to go back and forth in the middle of the cage here any second. Dooho will win and says, oh, you know, maybe I wouldn't be too upset either one of these guys that wins. Jeremy Stevens is really missing pretty big. You going to stream Stipe versus Francis too, Master Show? Yeah. I'm going to do the fight companion for, possibly for Stipe versus Ngannou. I don't know. I might be invited to a big MMA party that I can't miss. Because I will subscribe, Master Shaco said, oh. Well, if I'm streaming, did you see the Keong fight? Nice triangle. Yeah, it was. Yes, it was. Master Shaco was nice. Yeah, please, everybody subscribe. You know, I give up my evening. I like doing this for you guys, but you know, if you can, just hit that subscribe button for me. It's greatly appreciated. It helps me. I don't make a lot of money on this, but it helps me start to build my channel. And I got some news for the wife on how much money I'm making right now after this show.
$3 whole dollars?
A little bit more. Not a lot. But we're getting in three-figure territory here. It's a 7-year plan, guys. 7 years of building this, just like any other business. March 9th, I had 0 views. Now I have over 78,204 subscribers. Do you know Dong Hyun Kim? No, I do not. I wish I did. Bud Light? No, not Bud Light. Does anyone know how to watch the match on live? Yeah, go to YouTube. Take the 7-day trial of YouTube Live TV, or go to Sling TV and take the 7-day trial of that. Get it quick on your phone, PC, tablet, PS4, Xbox, whatever. Well, that's not very nice, Danny. I'm out here trying to entertain y'all and show you how to see a nice fight, but apparently you just have an obsession with that. So then, do you know Chan Sung Jang? No, I don't, man. Oh, we have a troll in the midst. Yeah. Oh, nice exchanges there. Now I happen to have a few troll hunters here, so I'm not too worried. What kind of beer are you drinking? Ethan said, I am drinking Widmer Brothers Drifter Pale Ale, Summon Hop, brewed out of Portland, Oregon. Very good IPA. If you can pick it up by you, it's good. Oops. Korean players are not famous. I'm not sure what that's supposed to mean, but okay. I'm so sad. All Koreans kick my ass on any video game online I've played ever, so. That was a weird move from Dooho Choi. What kind of noise was that? Yeah, I'm not sure. Oh, we're actually going to have some sports commercials. It's funny, the last couple fight companions I've done, it's been almost nothing but fast food commercials. Who won round 1? Oh, man. I don't know, Master. What do you think? I think Dooho Choi won. I think it was a close round, but I think Dooho Choi won that one. I don't like Jeremy Stevens' game plan so far, and I think Choi's faster. Jeremy Stevens is missing by a lot. Go, Diego, go. Show the fight. I thought the game would be done by now. For a live tune, 10 shows. I don't know. Anyways, if you want to see the fight, I told you guys how to do it. Go to YouTube right now. They're offering a 7-day free trial of YouTube Live TV. Also Sling TV, 7-day trial. Great time to do it, because if you do, you're going to get this fight. And since this is on a Sunday, you're going to get the prelims of the UFC 220 fight. You're welcome. Well, good for you, Danny. Oh, wow. Both guys landing big punches, and Dooho Choi misses a flying knee. That's Jeremy Stevens' MO. Came for that. Go, Diego. Thank you, Diego. Glad somebody appreciated it. Nice knee to the body from Stevens. And that's what I think he needs to do, is go to the body and go to the legs. Danny boy, do something. Yeah, like I said, my troll hunters will help my trolls for me. Come on, brother, show the fight. Come on, I'm a subscriber to your channel. Subscribe to me. To mine. I'll subscribe to your channel. I can't show the fight on here. I just told you how to see it for free, though. Go to YouTube, sign up for their 7-day trial of YouTube Live, or go to Sling TV and sign up for their 7-day trial. Completely legal and free. I don't talk religion on Yeah, this isn't a place for religion, Danny. Sorry. Religion and politics. I'm gonna stay out of that. Oh, geez, Kenneth. Oh, nice right hand from Jeremy Stevens. Kenneth, I just told you, YouTube Live. Go to YouTube. Get a 7-day trial of YouTube Live TV. Or Sling TV if you've already done that. Get a 7-day trial there. I'm not going to lose my YouTube channel to show you guys a fight. So, can't prevent Elvis at your own risk. Yeah, and sometimes some people do show the fight on YouTube. If you can find it and you'd rather watch that than my show, go for it. But I hope you guys stick around. I hope you subscribe. One, I got 2 kids about to go to college, so I got to earn some money off this thing in here. Oh, Jeremy Stevens just knocked Dooho Choi to the ground. Hell yes, oh yeah. Oh, nice. Big shots over the top from Jeremy Stevens. Huge elbows. He just elbowed the shit out of the back of the referee. Helen says, no, sorry guys with Jeremy Stevens. Oh, jumps into the crowd, literally into the crowd, into the arms of his father. Oh man, what a great celebration. Too late, man. It's over, Kenneth. Sorry. I'm sorry you have a problem with gay people, Danny, but that's not my issue. Fight's over, Angel. Jeremy Stevens just scorched Dooho Choi with some elbows on the ground there. That was incredible. Yes, I did call the winner on that one, but I knew it could have gone either way. Oh, Dooho Choi had landed a straight kick, and then Stevens just lands an incredible uppercut. And then a big right hand. Big right hand over the top, right on the temple. And then he gets on chop and just rains that ground and pound. Oh, yeah, that was an awesome uppercut. Bam! Vicious elbows from the top. And then he lands the elbow on the back of the referee. I'm an MMA fighter, my brother, too. He is fighting for a title in March. Oh, where's he? Who's he fighting for? Oh, sorry, Angel. I didn't mean. I accidentally hit the wrong button and deleted that menu. Angel, who's he fighting for? Sounds like Choi. Yeah, Choi lost. Choi got knocked out. Sorry, hon. Angel, who's your brother fighting for so I can shout out to him? What organization is he fighting for?
Yeah, all right. Well, stay with us, folks. In just moments, we've got the FS1 UFC Fight Night post-fight show with interviews and analysis. So stay here on FS1.
Jose Hernandez comes from a family.
Cyborg versus McGregor, says Isaiah. Yeah, I don't think we're going to see that. Cyborg, probably a pretty good chance, though. MMA Reynolds, they will be taking down CVE to do the chargeback. So, Camper Vein, Elvis. Oh, come on, cancel. So, Elvis, make sure to tune in on UYT. Interesting. Yeah, let's not do the racial slurs on here. But if I look black to you, you need to get some new glasses. That's all I'm going to say.
On MLK weekend, they're going to be racist? Goodness, I teach my...
Yeah, really. Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, way to celebrate Martin Luther King Jr. birthday, guys. Yeah, not cool.
All that's left for St. Louis is
not cool at all, but I'll tell you, you're showing your true colors, so I let people hang themselves. And there's the official announcement. 2 minutes, 36 seconds. And Jeremy Stevens gets the win. Well, Kenneth, I would be careful online because I wouldn't do it, but somebody out here might be smart enough to dox you, and you don't want to get doxed for that kind of behavior. I guarantee you.
knockout, man. You guys were going back and forth. Hey, real quick. We translating the name. Come here, my man. Hey, I just want to say, Dooho Choi, super tough. Thank you guys for coming all the way to Korea. Wish I would have went over there and performed. And big thanks to all the Korean fans. I hope I won some tonight. Please translate.
So I've never had to do this before. King Dooho Choi just got KO'd. Yes, he did. Dang, David King. I've never had to do this before, but I've just blocked Kenneth Fountain's comments from this feed because I won't put up with racism. Ethnic Central Elbows. Who is the winner? Jeremy Stevens is the winner. Sorry, man. Dooho Choi put up a fight, but Jeremy Stevens was a beast. Kenneth versus Cyborg. Isaiah. Cyborg, Isaiah, did you just want to see Cyborg fight every man? Danny says, thanks, I hate racists. Yeah, that's one thing I won't put. Come on, Danny. Don't become the second one that I've banned from my venue. It's not the kind of history you want to make on Martin Luther King Jr. birthday weekend. Thanks, Danny. Cyborg versus Lesnar. You really want to see Cyborg die, don't you? That's sadly, I see that quite interesting, Isaiah. What's up, Danny? Love you, man. Love you only if love you for subscribing, man. 9-9, motherfucker. That's right, Fred the Shed. I put that dude in night for sure. He's a racist bastard. Ethan versus Cyborg. Thanks for the video, peace. Thanks for tuning in, Isaiah. Whether you subscribe or not, I hope you subscribe. That'd be nice. Danny, you're really hoping I'm gay. I'm not sure what's going on there, dude. I have no problem with those people. I have no problem with that. Thank you, Isaiah. Appreciate that, man. Isaiah versus Cyborg says he. Hey, that one I might pay to see. I don't know. How about Kenneth versus Cyborg and beat his racist ass? This one thing I don't put up with is racism and gay bashing. Gator don't play. Yeah, well, you know, you don't have to agree with their lifestyle, but I'm not going to put up with bigots on my channel. Or be respectful of everyone. We're all Americans. You know, we're all humans. We're all equal here, and I think it's a disrespect to the soldiers that put their life on the line for every single person, every single day, to disrespect each other. That's one thing I'll always be for, is unity and not division. And right now, it's time to unite more than ever. So, you know, if you're about unity and equality, hey, bro, did you put me on the time out of my channel? I made you. Go ahead, eh? Please tell me what happened so far. Dooho Choi lost. That got dark quick. Danny says, yeah, Jeremy Stevens knocked out Dooho Choi in the second round. Dropped him with a big hook, threw a bunch of elbows, jumped into the crowd, into his old dad's lap. I'm glad he didn't injure him. Into his arms, excuse me. Standing up, and he jumped into his arms. But, yeah, please subscribe. If you're about reunifying this country and you're about equality, I don't comment on leaders. I don't comment on leaders or politics on this thing. But if you're about equality for everybody, all races, all sexes, all gender preferences and everywhere, then you're in the right place on my channel. I will never support any bigots, any racism, any sexism, bigotism towards, you know, anybody for their sexual preference. We're all human beings, and I just hope everybody here is mature enough to understand that. Bro, me and my brother fight for Cali Cage Wars on March 4th. My brother is fighting for a title. Actually, we both fight. Is that tell? Oh, hey, good luck, guys. Carla Escamilla. Shout out. Bro, me and my brother fight for Cali Cage Wars on March 4th. My brother is fighting for a title. Actually, we both fight. Good luck to both of you. Good luck for your brother on winning a title. Good luck to you on winning your bout, Carla. And I hope you subscribe. I hope I hear more from you guys in the future. That's great. And you hear great stories coming out of here and, you know, coming out of the channel. I love to see the MMA community grow. It's a big MMA community here. My daughter's a female wrestler. She's got a friend that's getting into the MMA scene. Of course, Demetrius Johnson. Demetrius Johnson trains here in the Seattle area. Mighty Mouse, couldn't be prouder of him. Is this live reaction or what? You know who's coming back to fight? Huh. Live reaction, Notorious Scar. Yeah, live reaction. Jeremy Stephens is a badass. Jeremy Stephens knocking out Dooho Choi in the second round. How did the first round go? I thought Dooho Choi won the first round, Paul Kent. But Jeremy Stephens turned it around and, you know, he did what he needed to do. Paige Van Zandt came out and, you know, showed that she just likes to go out there and show some flash, and maybe she's trying to get some attention for a movie, but I didn't see a whole lot of fighting from her, and Rose Clark kicked her ass. Yeah, we subscribe already from Chew Channels, brother, and thank you. Thank you very much, Carla, and again, good luck to you and your brother on your fights. So, everybody, if you have a site that we can watch those fights on, go ahead and plug that on here, and hopefully some people will watch your guys' fights, and you get some support for that. Whether it's on a live stream or YouTube or whatever, feel free to plug them on my channel, either here or in the comments after the fight. I'm always for continuing to help smaller MMA organizations grow and people get into the big show, whether it be Bellator or UFC. I sub. Thank you very much, Danny. Who would win, Cyborg or Nunez, Ethan says? I would say Nunez. Who you got, Stephens or Choi? Yeah, Stephens already won. I did pick Stephens, though. Cyborg Notorious Guy says. That could really go either way. I seem to always pick against Cyborg. I don't know why. I picked Holly Holm against Cyborg. But Amanda Nunez is a big 135er. She's not going to have a problem coming up to 145. I don't think so. Honestly, I think she might come in bigger than Cyborg. But I said that about Holly too. You know, she's got some big thighs. She's got some big arms, big legs. I mean, she is a beastly looking woman. And I don't mean that in a derogatory way. I mean that in a complimentary way. She definitely takes care of herself. Oh, Danny. I don't think I would get the chance. Cyborg literally fights like a mandatory's guy. Yeah, she is very impressive. I was very impressed with her against Holly Holm. I was actually impressed with Holly Holm that Holly Holm did not allow Cyborg to get the underhooks or that tie clinch for long enough to get her with knees. A lot of people said that fight was boring. Parts of the fight may have been boring. Danny's naughty, Ethan said. Yeah, he can be, man, but he subscribed, so I'll let him hang out for a little while. But, no, I was very impressed with Holly Holm for Nagano or Miocic. Miocic, Notorious Guy. Stipe Miocic's my favorite fighter, so I'm a little biased, but I also really love Francis Nagano right now. He's obviously the hardest puncher in the heavyweight division. I think Stipe has a more rounded game. I think he'll outbox him. California Cage Wars, November 12, 2017. Angel Garado versus Brandon Dwyer. Bro, go look at it. That was actually my first fight. I lost for decision. All right, everybody watch Carla Escamilla and her brother, California Cage Wars. She fought on November 12th. She's going to be fighting here again soon. Notorious, yeah, me too, man. I think Miocic is going to win. Yeah, I think Miocic is going to win Notorious Guy too, and I'm actually a little upset that Miocic is coming in an underdog to that fight. I think it's pretty disrespectful for a guy that fought his way through, you know, the gauntlet of great challengers that he did to get to the championship, and then the UFC, you know, promotes Francis Ngannou over him, basically, and then the odds maker makes Stipe an underdog as the champion. I'd be pretty pissed if I was Stipe. That's got to be motivating to him. One of the reasons Stipe is my favorite fighter is not just because of his skills. He's well-rounded. Even says agreed. Also, he's a full-time firefighter. And as I've said before, those are our heroes, our firefighters, the good police out there, our teachers, you know, the people that build our communities. A lot of athletes say, I'm not a role model. And if they say that, they're not a role model. That's fine. That's not your job. That's fine. I'm not buying your jersey. My kid's not buying your jersey because you don't represent, you know, the ethics and morals of this country, and you're not going to be a role model for other people. Then I don't want my kids wearing your jersey, or the kids that are around me, and I'm not going to wear your jersey. You want to be a criminal or a thug or a disrespectful person, then fine, you did that on your own time, but I'm not watching you, I'm not buying your jersey. How do you guys think Jones versus DC3 is going to happen? MMA World and some other MMA just posted that Jones is getting cleared by USADA. Notorious guy says. Jeff Nowitzki, the head advisor to USADA for the UFC, who also has a lot of pull in USADA, used to be the head of USADA, has a lot of pull. He says he thinks John Jones did not purposely take performance-enhancing drugs. He believes that there may have even been either some tainted supplements or that John Jones was framed, since he tested negative just a day before the fight and a day after. It does seem very strange. I don't want to see John Jones fight a light heavyweight again, though. I don't want to see him fight Daniel Cormier. If he fights again, I want to see him go up to heavyweight. And honestly, I want to see him fight the winner of Francis Ngannou and Stipe Miocic. That or the Brock Lesnar fight that he called out. But eventually, I want to see him fight for the heavyweight champion. He thinks he's the greatest of all time. You walk around at 240 pounds, go up and fight for the heavyweight championship. Or stop running your mouth. He fights Brock, it's going to be the battle of the PED guys. But anybody wants a wrap up here? Paige Savant lost to Rose Clark in the somewhat co-main event. Jeremy Stevens knocks out Dooho Choi in the second round. As Brock Lesnar is next for Jones if he comes back. Notorious guy. I think that's appropriate if he comes back. I think Jones wins that fight. I think he picks Lesnar apart. It'll be interesting because Lesnar's so big. Not quite sure if Jones could take him down. That would be sick. Ethan said, yeah, and I would love to see that fight, honestly. I think Jones would pick him apart with body kicks and leg kicks. Lesnar obviously connects. Jones is going to have some issues, and that power of a takedown, as good a wrestler as Jones is, Brock Lesnar walking in there 280 pounds on fight night, maybe he can be the one to take Jones down. You know, there's a point, like Dana White said, you know, weight started making a difference when talent is equal. Dooho Choi, Young Turn says, well, Dooho Choi is a great fighter, but he just got knocked out by Jeremy Stevens. Sorry to say. Sorry about that. I'd love to see him fight again, but right now, Jeremy Stevens just climbed the ladder, and I hope he gets a shot against somebody higher. I really do. Unfortunately, Michael Johnson had his debut in St. Louis in his hometown. Got choked out by Ethan. Second round, kind of blew his load in the first round, I thought. Gassed himself. Ethan took his back. Got the scissors around his back and kind of neck crank, choke combo, submitted him. And sorry, I'm making errors talking with my guys in English. Actually, I'm from Nepal. You're good, Notorious guy. I've understood everything you said, so no apologies necessary, man. No errors noticed here, for sure.
Wednesday, don't miss UFC
I'm from my mom, Ethan says. Yeah, I'm from my mom too, Ethan. We have that in common, I guess. I love it. Thanks, man. Notorious guys. Thanks you guys for tuning in. No problem, Ethan says. Yeah, I hope everybody on here subscribes. Gives me a like, no problem. Thanks for all the likes, 8 likes. Everybody on here, if you could do me a favor, if you enjoyed what I did, if you could please hit that like button before you leave. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. If you haven't hit that subscribe button and subscribed, if you'd hit that subscribe button. I'm Jeremy Stevens. Thank you, Notorious Guy. You're one of very few that have subbed in 9 months. I have about 204 subscriptions. All of you are, all of you are very special to me. So thank you. Thank you for the extra thumbs up there too. Post interview from Jeremy Stevens right now. TKO elbows in the second round. And he throws that elbow at the end on the back of the ref. That was kind of brutal. The referee jumps in the way of the elbows to save Dooho Choi and catches an elbow in the back from Jeremy Stevens. I think Stevens was better in his game. Yeah, in that second round he definitely was. I thought Dooho Choi looked pretty good in the first round. Who won? Jean said, yeah, Jeremy Stevens won by knockout in the second round, man. Dooho Choi, I think, probably won the first round. Jeremy Stevens took a little while to find his range. Then he knocked Dooho Choi down and knocked him out on the ground and pound with some brutal elbows. This 18th win by knockout. Jeremy Stevens, an absolute beast. Michael Bisping's interviewing him live on FS1 right now.
Nah, he, I feared his right hand. Going into this, we knew he had a good right hand.
Says he feared Dooho Choi's right hand. But he landed the big right hand to knock Dooho Choi down. That's what started the big cave-in. And then Dooho Choi was stunned after that. And Stevens is just blasting that left elbow over the top. Stops him, elbows the referee, and then jumps over the cage into the arms of his dad while he's standing. I'm really glad he didn't hurt his father. Actually, Jeremy Stevens' first knockout win since 2015, believe it or not.
Now, speaking of hitting back harder, Jeremy, I do want to ask, I don't necessarily want to bring up something that may be sensitive to you, but Conor McGregor did...
As a Korean fan, I'm afraid I have to wait for my next game, Jung said. Hey, no shame, Dooho Choi tonight. That guy almost comes to fight. I can't wait to see fight him again. See him fight again. He's still one of the better fighters. Thank you for the thumbs up. 10 thumbs up. Thank you very much. Everybody that gives me a thumbs up and a subscription. That's really, I enjoy this. Thank you very much. Another thumbs up. That's the only thing that helps me out of these channels from these things is, the thumbs up and the subscriptions. I don't really get paid a whole lot for the minutes watched on these things, maybe a few cents. Stevens versus Cyborg Ethan. If you guys haven't been around, Ethan's trying to match Chris Cyborg with every male in the UFC. but she might stand a good chance against Stevens. I think they're the same weight. Oh my God. Dude, it's too much. Stevens versus Holloway, Edgar loser. I hope Stevens that level. He was ranked number 9 coming into this, but that's going to be an interesting fight, Frankie Edgar and Max Holloway. I know Max Holloway's a big favorite coming into this. He's long and lengthy. I don't know that Max Holloway's ever faced somebody as fast as Frankie Edgar, though. When that guy comes in, he doesn't cut weight. He comes in, right at the weight. And he is fast. He's got good takedowns. He's got good leg kicks. He's got good punches. But the dude has the speed of like a Tasmanian devil. He hits so fast you can barely see what's coming. I do not count Frankie Edgar out of that fight. Superboy was literally clinching with Stevens. I think he threw a fucking punch when the referee stopped it. What the fuck? And Korean says Elkins versus Korean Zombie. Rob says, maybe. What about You know, what about Korean Zombie versus Dooho Choi? That'd be a good fight. Now, what is the number of players? Jung Ching Sung? Jung Ching Sung? I'm not sure, man.
Excuses, Michael. Let the man have his victory. Let the man have his victory. That's two.
What happened to Dooho Choi? Dooho Choi, Kevin, got knocked out in the second round by elbows. Choi needs to step down in competition, Rob says. I don't know about necessarily. He's overwhelmed quite a few guys. He did really well against Cub Swanson. He almost won that fight. He's definitely entertaining to watch. I don't want to see him out of the UFC anytime soon. He's a huge volume puncher, a huge volume striker. He always brings the fight. Damn, Kevin Green says. I think Jeremy Stephens is a little underrated, to be honest. Number 9 right now, I think, is a little underrated. I hope he climbs up to more like number 4.
Yeah, this is a fight I was interested in seeing because I wanted to see.
And they're showing the previews, the highlights, few highlights of his Paige Van Zandt. Mystic Craven Zandt. Paige Van Zandt also needs a step down. Rob, I mean, Paige Van Zandt needs a step down out of the UFC or out of MMA completely. Maybe go make some movies. She seems to be trying to live on her looks and a few flashy kicks. I'm not exceptionally impressed with Rose Clark or Jessica Rose Clark, but Paige Van Zandt just didn't look like she belonged, or a loser leaves town fight. Yeah. Who won from Choi? Like said, Jeremy Stephens elbows on the second round, ground and pound, and how, yeah, he knocked him down with a big right hand and then threw left hand elbows over the top, knocked him out. Stephens' hook was quite a surprise today. Yeah, I was very impressed. He hit Choi right on the temple. Nice technique, that right hook, and Choi just got caught. He says, damn, I was out at dinner, couldn't watch. Like, oh man, you should have brought dinner home. That was a good fight. But if you subscribe, you'll know the next time I go live, and I'll do this again for a lot of these other fights. So subscribe, and you'll know when I go live. I also do a live MMA show every Thursday at 5. Rob Iverson, Michael Johnson is another one who is headed for a loser leaves town fight. Yeah, Rob, he did not look good. Michael Johnson today, I feel bad for him losing in his hometown. But, yeah, he got choked out there. Choi needs to leave trained. I don't think so, Lulu, and I don't think that's really appropriate. But, I like Dooho Choi. I'd like to see him fight again. I'd like to see him fight somebody else that's high volume. You know, some kind of high volume. Choi may be headed for military service, Rob said. I haven't heard about that. I'm not, I can't comment on that. I'm not really privy to that information. Jim Bob, what happened? Well, Paige Van Zandt lost a really boring fight to Jessica Rose Clark, which she kind of dominated. Korean losses, Rob Eamon. Oh, yeah, that could be. And Jeremy Stephens knocked out Dooho Choi, landed a nice right hand hook over the top, hit him right in the temple, and finished him with left-hand elbows, leaving for 2019 for military service. So that's Lulu. I'm sorry for him. John Smith, he has to go to the Army. No choice, John Smith says. That's too bad. Kevin Green says, in all honesty, I seen that coming. Yeah.
Michael, you just said soldiers are your heroes.
Well, soldiers are heroes, but I also think people should be able to make the choice. Usman should fight Covington or till next. Rob Iman, I would love to see Usman shut Colby Covington's punk mouth up. I'm tired of listening to Colby Covington's ass. Chris, where can I find this fight at? I've been looking Stephens versus Dooho Choi, or how do you spell it? Very close. The Stephens is S-T-E-P-H-E-N-S, and Dooho Choi is D-O-O-H-O Choi. And if you want to find it, you might be able to find it on YouTube now. But if you go on YouTube Live or Sling TV Live, you'll be able to find a replay on FS1, I'm sure. It is about 2 in the afternoon here in Korea. What time is it there? Oh, you are dedicated, my man. Thank you very much for tuning in. It's only about 9:40 here. So, 12:30 there, Ethan says. So you're on the East Coast. Yeah, I'm here up by Seattle. So it's only 9:45 here. Meek should fight Gunnar Nelson next. What, do you want to see him die? Crystal Davis, thanks. 12:30 a.m. Well, yeah, it's getting close to bedtime there. I barely stay up till 12:30 anymore. But at 9:40 here, yeah, Guzman gets the win. Paige Van Zandt loses to Rose Clark. Jeremy Stevens gets the win. What an impressive performance by Jeremy Stevens. This is Kevin. I'm on my wife's YouTube, Chris Davis. Hey, Kevin, how's it going? Thanks for tuning in. Jessica I got back on track. Yes, she did, Rob. I mean, great fight, too, by the way. But, yeah, Jeremy Stevens, super impressive performance there in the second round. Just lands perfect timing, right hook, right on the temple of Dooho Choi. Knocks him to the ground. Vicious ground and pound elbows. Left elbows. What do you think of Paige tonight? Did she lose and how? What you said? Stipe versus Nagano. Who you got? First question. Paige Van Zandt looked like crap. She looked like she's more interested in doing movies than fights. She lost a pretty lackluster decision. Nagano versus Stipe. I have Stipe because of the experience, and he's my favorite fighter. Van Zandt is a gatekeeper at this point, Rob said. Maybe a gatekeeper in another, in another organization, but I don't think she belongs in the UFC anymore. Who you got? Nunez versus Cyborg. Anthony says. Rob says toss up. Box says Nunez 100%. I would take Nunez. I hope Nunez wins it. That's who I would be going for. I think she's got stronger wrestling. I think she might be the first person to be able to take Cyborg down. I think she's bigger. I think she might be the first person that Cyborg's fighting MMA that might actually be stronger. She's younger. I think Holm might have had a chance against her when she was younger. I think Volkan will beat DC, Rob said. I think Volkan Ozdemir has a really good chance against DC. Cyborg's a nasty star. Oh, jeez, John Smith. Possibly, but Nunez is a lot smaller than Cyborg. Okay. Cyborg, Amanda Nunez is a beast, though, dude. Amanda Nunez is a beast. But, yeah. It seems good learning. Hey, well, cool. Thanks for tuning in, Jong. I appreciate it. Your English is perfect, man. Home looks stronger in the clinch, Crystal Davis. She did very well stopping the underhooks of Chris Cyborg. I was actually very impressed with that. Nunez is bigger. Ronda versus Big Show since she is in the WWE now, Anthony said. Does anybody know, did Ronda Cyborg looks like a man with all these sweet and steroids? PVZ should tag team with Rousey in WWE. Both would make millions. I've heard a lot about Ronda Rousey in WWE today. Does anybody know, did she officially sign with the WWE? How was Choi versus Steven fight? 1, 2, 3, 4 says. It was a good fight. Choi won the first round. Stevens landed a big right hook right on the temple, perfectly timed. Knocked Dooho Choi down. Ended it with vicious elbows. Left hand elbows to the head until the referee stopped it. Stevens won that. Yeah, Ethan, by knockout. So, she's going to do Women's Royal Rumble, pretty sure. KJ Green. Yeah, somebody else was saying that. Modelo's new official beer of UFC, Rob Iman says. Be interesting. Mike reviews it all. CM Punk. Wait. Mike reviews it all versus CM Punk. Who wins? Anthony Records. I would take on CM Punk any fucking day of the week. CM Punk wants to talk shit with me. I will get into the cage with him tomorrow. I got boxing, judo, and jiu-jitsu, and he's got that fake-ass wrestling. I'm knocking CM Punk the fuck out. And you can tell him I said that.
Just don't give him our address.
That's what I like to hear. Anthony said, Al Bundy versus CM Punk. No bull. I think you might sleep him, KJ Green. Who here thinks I can knock out CM Punk? Look at these hands. I'm ending CM Punk's career. Right now, CM Punk, me and you, UFC 223. Undercard main event. I don't give a shit. I'm knocking your ass out.
I might pay to see that.
I got 4 stacks on Mike Anthony Cortez. I see no money on CM Punk at this point. CM Punk, you're going down. You thought Mickey Gall was a problem. I'm going to knock your ass out. John Smith, the blue belt, you lose. Well, John Smith, I happen to be a judo brown belt. Brown belt trumps blue belt. So if you want to talk about belts, I also got a couple years of boxing behind me. Who do you see Conor fighting next in the MMA world? 1, 2, 3, 4. Hopefully Tony Ferguson. Hopefully, because he's earned the title shot. If he doesn't fight Tony Ferguson, drop the belt. I'm fine with that. Then he can go fight whoever he wants. But Tony Ferguson should have that belt around his waist. Ronda Prime versus Cyborg. Ethan, Cyborg. I hope Ferguson for Khabib is booked at UFC 123. Rob, it's not fair to Tony Ferguson. I'd love to see that fight, but I don't think that's fair to Tony Ferguson. Even says, who you got? I think Turner will not back to the UFC, Rob Iman says. Who I got in that one? I got Khabib over Conor. When I was 6 years old, I heard WWE on TV. I was a fan of Shawn Michaels. How old are you, man? I was watching him about the same time. I was watching some WWE about 6 years old, Shawn Michaels. I was so excited when UFC came out in 1993. I wasn't watching the first pay-per-view only because it wasn't available in the small town of Walla Walla. Me and my buddy Sergio rented them on VHS at a small independent video store called Ma's Video. Before that, we rented a lot of kickboxing fights. And the first time it was on pay-per-view, I think it was UFC 3, we talked my buddy's dad into letting us buy the pay-per-view. And it's one of the greatest things we'd ever seen. I'm 20 years old in Korean age. Zhang said, how old is that in American age, Zhang? I didn't know there was a difference. But
okay, call out the champion. Okay, you might not get it, but you call out the champion.
If I was 20 years old again, I'd be getting in the cage. There's some money in it now. And I happen to enjoy punching people in the head. So I just enjoy fighting. That's why I'm here. This point of my life, I'm a little more geared towards jiu-jitsu. South Koreans live in the year like 103 or something. Kid Green, I love it. God, they live longer than us, though. Koreans and Japanese, right? Like, till like 140. God, here in the United States, I'll be lucky to make it to 75. My wife's wishing my death every day. She thinks I have millions of dollars coming in somewhere.
It's a weird situation. I'm not sure about this 30%.
That's what I was just about to ask you, Michael. Why would you? I understand that you need to maybe fight safe today.
Oh God, no! She just keeps telling me I'm gonna die early.
And you don't want to lose your wish.
What a great wife, huh? See, that's why I need to do this full time. I hope I never have to use my jiu-jitsu on my passengers, Rob Eamon. What do you do for a living, Rob? Are you a flight attendant, a bus driver, or?
Excuses, say, you know, I could have got the finish, didn't get it, I'll try and get it.
Yeah, maybe taxi or Uber.
Maybe he's referring to an injury that he hasn't mentioned or disclosed.
If I have a chance in time, I would really like to visit America, Zhang. Hey, we would love to see you, man. Drive transit buses, Rob Iman says. Yeah, I'm sure you run into some situations if it's anything like some of the situations over here in Seattle or San Francisco. I've driven the buses. Or driven, not driven, rode on the buses, excuse me.
Alright guys, well as we said, we want to get you guys...
My English is just slightly worse than Kyung's. Whose English is perfect, by the way.
But right now, we do want to welcome in UFC President, Mr. Dana White. Dana, always a pleasure having you on the show.
Sacramento has some weirdos. Oh, you're in Sacramento. I am sorry. Yeah, you got some weirdos, and you got some Odele G's over there too. California in general has weirdos. Keydreen says, yeah, my wife's from there, so I can definitely vouch for that. Oh, so we got Dana White live. I'm interested to hear what he's going to say. Is he going to announce? Well, Dana White's going to hopefully announce some future fights here.
Better be careful. My dad might watch your show.
The welterweight division.
I highly doubt your dad watches my show. Sacramento is not as bad as Oakland. No. Eagle versus Connor. Ethan says, I take the Eagle every single day.
Tell me when I take you to Oakland.
I take Khabib or Connor every day. And no, that'll be for a different day. But I want to see what Dana says here. Bisping's interviewing Dana here.
Didn't get the finish, said he was only at 30%. What's next for Kamaru Usman?
He's asking what's next for Kamaru Usman. Bisping just asked Dana.
When you have a performance like that, I didn't love that fight, by the way.
I know he didn't fight this week, but I want to see what he says next about Conor. No way he beats Khabib, but if he does, GOAT undisputed. If he beats Khabib, he's going to be the biggest international superstar maybe in the history of the fight game. He may surpass Muhammad Ali. If he beats Khabib in Russia, the only problem is his head's going to get so big it's going to explode in the ring.
Is Vitor going to fight again? There were rumors that he might fight Michael Bisping.
Karen Bryant's asking Dana if Vitor's going to fight again. I'm going to get down to work. I'll be in touch next time, and I wish you all the best. Thank you, Young Jong. I wish you the best, man. And like I said, your English is perfect. Thank you for tuning in. Khabib will grapple Conor. Rob Iman says, oh, yeah, he'll out-grapple him. He'll out-wrestle the shit out of him. Conor will have the worst night of his life if those two fight. I'm pretty sure Conor wants. That was a crazy fight. Teron Brown said, yeah, it was. Big win for Jeremy Stephens. But I don't see Conor wanting any chance or any part of Khabib. I wouldn't if I were him. Go after the third Nate Diaz fight. Leave the title. Go up to the third Nate Diaz fight. It's the biggest money fight. I'd pay to see it tomorrow. Tony Ferguson will get him, Taron Brunson said. Tony Ferguson's the one that deserves him for sure. Tony would also out-wrestle Conor, Rob Iman said. Tony would beat Conor possibly in every facet of the game, except for Conor might have more power. But I think Tony would absolutely dominate Conor. Tony Ferguson's a stud. He deserves the title. Like many have said, for Conor McGregor, defend or vacate. March is reckoning day, and you need to either put your belt on the line or give it up. I think Tony can stand with Conor. I don't know why people think he can't, Teron Brown said.
What's crazy is I think that the Daniel Cormier fight...
I don't think that's Tony's best game plan. I don't know if he can, but I don't think it's his best game plan. It's hard to deny that Conor does definitely have power. I mean, Jose Aldo's no joke, and he knocked him out in 13 seconds. You know, he waxed Eddie Alvarez. He's got some power, especially those lower fights. Not as much when he goes up a little bit in weight. Conor will likely have to wrestle if he decides to defend. Rob Iman says, well, if he has to wrestle, he has to lose, and that's the thing. And that's why I think it's likely he vacates his title. Honestly, if I'm Conor McGregor, for the money, I vacate my title and I go against Nate Diaz in the third fight. Yeah, Tony does get hit a lot, but he's Mexican, and Mexicans are known for their chins. Just look at Jeremy Stephens. Teron Brown said, yeah, they keep coming. They are the toughest. Ferguson and Khabib are both great grapplers, Rob Iman said. I want to see Khabib and Tony Ferguson. Holloway versus Conor, Ethan said. That would be great. That's one of Holloway's only losses. I think Holloway's much better now. Oh, now Dana's talking about Conor. He said if and when he comes back. I bet you didn't know Jeremy Stephens was Mexican. No, I didn't, Turn Bryan said. Dana White just said absolutely Conor McGregor would be stripped of his title. I'm going to listen to this.
In September, we also know that thankfully Hawaii did not get a missile strike, so that is still around. I know you don't like to make fights tonight, but can we get an announcement about one of these events happening?
You know I don't like to make fights.
Karen Bryan just asked Dana White to announce a fight.
Yeah.
No, I've been
she's pressuring him
for a long time. I've always been afraid to do outdoor fights, but you know, with Max Holloway being the champ, with the pent-up demand for this fight, I'm trying to figure it out.
If you're not watching Dana right now, he kind of looks like crap.
I would love to get into Russia, so we're poking around out there too. We'll see what happens.
All right, very nice. And I know
Dana says he'd like to have some fights in Hawaii, and he would also like to get into Russia. I think that's got to be happening soon. And anybody Khabib fights in Russia is going to be huge. Thank you for all the thumbs up. 14 thumbs up. You guys are fucking awesome. Thank you for all the thumbs up. Thank you for all the subscriptions. This has been a great night. I just keep going. I'm a little disappointed Dana White didn't offer a formal fight announcement, but he said he wants to go to Hawaii. He says he wants to go to Russia. Updates, Ethan Cabral. Well, updates, Michael Johnson lost, got choked out. Paige VanZant lost to Rose Clark. Conor losing his star power, to be honest. He's losing his shine. I agree. Tryon Brown. Rob Iman, I think Khabib versus Ferguson will now be booked for 223 if Tony is good to go. I think so too. I think so too. And Jeremy Stephens beat Dooho Choi. Dooho Choi probably won the first round, I would think. Jeremy Stephens lands a picture-perfect right-hand hook over the top on the temple. Tony is good to go, Tryon Brown said. And knocks him down to the ground and finishes him with left-hand elbows. Vicious left-hand elbows. Getting tired of the McGregor BS. This is getting ridiculous at this point. I agree, KJ Green. I'm a big MMA fan. I've liked Conor in the past. I could honestly care less if he ever steps into the cage at all again. But take the guy's belt. Let Tony and Khabib fight it out for it. And when he decides to pull his thumb out of his ass, if he ever thinks he wants to fight in the UFC again, then he can go and start back from the bottom. I could really give a shit less if I see Conor in there again. And he probably, thanks Ethan says, yeah, probably not a lot of love lost for him. He just made $100 million fighting McGregor. A man I believe Kevin Lee will beat Tony in a rematch. I mean, he was landing queen shots on Tony. Trent said, you know, Kevin Lee's no joke, but Ferguson has not been beaten in a long time. And he won that fight legitimately. So I don't see how Kevin Lee deserves the rematch at this point, honestly. McGregor will likely go to welterweight if he returns, Rob Iman said. I don't know. I don't know if that's a bit heavy for him. But I think he's just going to go for super fights. I think he just wants the most money. If they offer him enough money, I think he'll fight GSP at 170. They offer him enough money, he'll fight Tyron Woodley. He'll get his ass kicked, but you know, it's all about money for him at this point. And that third Nate Diaz fight, I'd love to see it. I hate to say, whether it's for a championship or not, I would buy that fight tomorrow. Nate Diaz versus Conor McGregor is one of the best fights I've ever seen. Or he takes money fights in Bellator. Rob Iman. I don't think Bellator is going to pay him what he wants. Not when he made him boxing. I don't even know if he ever comes back to the UFC. I mean, he might go back to boxing. When you think about Conor really doesn't need to fight anymore, I mean, he's made a lot of money. For sure, Tron. McGregor probably going to fight Khabib. Dana's working on the paperwork to have an event there. When that it does, he'll probably announce it. That's a big money fight, Green. The issue I have with that is it's totally disrespectful to Tony Ferguson. Or McGregor starts up his own MMA promotion, Rob Iman. He better not try to take on the UFC. He's a good fighter and he's good at promoting himself. Same with Mayweather. He doesn't need to fight anymore, Trump said either. Yeah, no, neither one of them need to fight anymore, but Conor McGregor doesn't want to try to start a promotion or take on the UFC. That would be absolutely ridiculous. And you see how much success Bellator's had at it, and they've got Viacom behind them. Khabib Conor happens. Even said, I'd love to see Khabib kick Conor's ass. Let them all fight 1 versus 1. You want a super fight? Yeah, I don't think they're gonna let that go, but UFC is gonna be in a lull this year, Rob Iman says. There's fights on the horizon. Francis Ngannou versus Stipe Miocic is obviously gonna give a big boost. I don't know if Conor comes back, but if he doesn't, you got Khabib versus Tony Ferguson. Hopefully you have Amanda Nunes versus Chris Cyborg. I think there's other big fights out there. Nick Diaz says he wants to come back. Tyrone Woodley wants to fight anybody over the sun. As in terms of marketable fighters, Rob Iman says they're gonna lose some guys for sure. But I think T Wood's stock is building. Jeremy Stevens' stock built tonight. He was in front of a lot of people. If Khabib ever wins the lightweight title, he's going to be champ for quite some time. I don't see no one beating him. I agree, Tron Brown. I believe Khabib is far and away the best 145-pounder in the world and has been for quite some time. I don't see anybody challenging him for maybe 10 years. The dude wrestles with bears. If you haven't seen it, go online. The dude wrestles with bears. Nobody wants to mess with that dude. Tyrone Woodley was just on the Joe Rogan Experience. You know how good T Wood is at 170. Oh, Mighty Mouse versus Dillashaw gets booked for 223. I really want to see that fight, Rob. I think that would be great. But yeah, T Wood was on the Joe Rogan Experience, and he said, Khabib, stay down at 155. They talked about him going up to 170. He says, I'll pay for his nutrition so I don't have to fight that beast. And I think he was maybe only half joking. If Khabib gets you down, it's over. With that idiot Kevin Lee thinks he can beat Khabib, he's talking out of his ass. Tron Brown said, yeah, nobody's beating Khabib at 155 without a gun. Or co-main at 22. Rob Amos would say, oh, that would be awesome. At 222. I think that's an awesome idea. I would definitely put my money down on that pay-per-view. For sure. And as we were talking about John Jones coming back, looks like it's quite the likelihood that, you know, he may come back. They're saying that that B sample was negative. The tests he took before were negative. I like Kevin Lee, but he won't beat the wild monster Khabib. No, he won't, Tron. Jones goes, I agree, Green, but I think he's coming back anyways. The UFC needs the star power. Jeff Nowitzki, the former head of USADA and UFC's advocate to USADA, has got his back. He says he thinks he didn't take PEDs purposely. He says he believes him. I think he's going to talk to USADA. I see John Jones getting in there in the next 6 to 9 months. I hope it's not against DC. I hope John Jones never fights a light heavyweight again. If he comes back, I want to see him fight heavyweight. Khabib is like a killer in a horror movie. He gets you down, it's over with. Oh, for sure, Teron. It's almost going to get to the point where the only problem Khabib could have is it gets to the point where it's hard to sell his fights because nobody thinks that someone can beat him. That's his biggest issue right now. And you get him in Russia, I mean, that's a $100 million blockbuster. That's gonna be huge. But yeah, if John Jones comes back, I want to see him fight the winner of Stipe Miocic and Francis Ngannou. Put up or shut up. Walks around at 240, fight heavyweight. But Tony is a different animal. He want to keep him down. Tron said. I don't count Tony Ferguson down against anybody, even Khabib. I would take Khabib. I got to say Khabib's a favorite, but Tony has not lost in a long time. He's not really been challenged in a long time. He deserves that title shot. He's technically the interim champion. That was the fight against Kevin Lee, was for the interim championship. So how do you take the interim championship and go over him by giving Khabib a shot at Ferguson for the title? I don't see how you can and continue to have an interim championship. Completely nullifies the value of the interim championship. Completely. Khabib Nurmagomedov, Kevin says, yeah. Well, he's a beast, but I think he beats anybody at 145 or 155. But I think Tony Ferguson's got to get that shot first if McGregor does defend the belt. And that's a big F, because I think it's quite possible he vacates that belt, maybe goes to boxing. Tony reminds me of Max Holloway. He's fighting Frankie Edver at UFC 222, and people think that's going to be a big test for Holloway. I think so too. Versus a.k.a. Kevin, I think Tony versus Conor is a more fun fight. Tony is a bad matchup for Khabib. He's good off his back, and I think he would skip something. I think Tony Ferguson versus Conor McGregor is the more competitive fight, and I'll agree with that much. I think Khabib beats either one of them, but I think that, you know, I do think Tony versus Conor is the more competitive fight and the more entertaining fight. Max Holloway against Frankie Edgar. I think Max Holloway is maybe too big of a favorite. I think they're underestimating Frankie Edgar so much. He's so fast. Frankie Edgar is so fast. I don't know if Max Holloway has faced someone as quick as Frankie Edgar. Max takes that, Crystal Davis said. I say he's the favorite too. I say he probably wins it, but I don't think he's ever seen the kind of speed that Frankie Edgar brings into it. I mean, the guy is insanely fast. Max Holloway's got that reach advantage. He's got those longer arms. Frankie Edgar gets inside, though he can throw those punches so fast. He can get those takedowns so quickly. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. Obviously, Frankie Edgar's been in this for a long time. Kevin, I think Frankie's past his prime, Crystal Davis said. Frankie Edgar may be past his prime. That's the part I don't completely disagree with. I don't completely disagree with the fact that he could be past his prime. I believe Max will beat Frankie just like he did everyone else at featherweight. And if Frankie takes Max down, he's going to run into submission. People sleeping on Max. Ground game, he's a beast there too. I'm definitely not sleeping on Max at all. I think he's one of the most talented pound-for-pound fighters in the world. I'd love to see him rematch Conor. I'm just saying, Frankie Edgar, don't underestimate him either. The dude is super fast. He's a high-volume puncher. He's got great takedowns. He's in every fight. He's super competitive. He's got incredible cardio for 5 rounds. The guy never tires. I've never seen him winded, ever. He's been in a lot of 5-round wars, and every fight he's in that either he wins or it's very close. Chris, if Conor would be a great rematch, I think he would be better this time around. I think so too, and I think Max probably beats him a second time around. And if Frankie takes him down, he damn sure want to keep him there. Tron, for sure. I don't know that he can keep Holloway down, but I think he can definitely take him down a couple times, and I think he's going to give him a hell of a fight. Okay, oh Jesus, Corey. What is going on in the middleweight right now? Who is the champ there, or is the belt up for grabs? KJ Green. Middleweight is very interesting, to say the least. GSP just gave up the belt there. Robert Whittaker was considered the champion. Yeah, Robert Iron says Whittaker. Robert Whittaker was supposed to fight Luke Rockhold in the main event of UFC 221. Yesterday morning, I believe it was actually, Robert Whittaker came out with a statement that said he had an undisclosed injury. He was unable to defend his title, and Yoel Romero is stepping in against Luke Rockhold, and they are going to fight for the interim championship. The winner of that will fight Robert Whittaker. I think that's a great fight. I think it's almost maybe a more competitive fight than Robert Whittaker and Luke Rockhold. Yoel Romero was such a dominating wrestler. Man, if I was Brian Ortega, I would stay the hell away from Josh Emmett and Jeremy Stevens. Both guys are dangerous knockout artists. And Brian gets hit clean. I don't disagree with you, Tron. If you pull out a main event championship, they should strip you. What the hell, man? Key Green says, I don't know what the injury is yet. And Robert Whittaker hasn't lost in a long time. So I got to say, I disagree with you on this one, especially until we find out what the injury was. GSP just vacated the belt. He's basically going to have to unify the titles anyway, so it's almost like he's been stripped. But like I said, GSP just vacated the belt. Robert Whittaker's been known as the champion for quite some time now, and he's going to get that shot at the winner of Yoel Romero and Luke Rockhold, but we don't even know what the injury is yet. The interesting wording on the undisclosed injury, though, I seen was that he said he was medically unable to compete. He did not say he was not medically cleared to compete. Because Jeremy proved me wrong in this fight with Choi, I was definitely counting him in this fight. What can I say? Shut me up big time, Tron Brown says. Hey, sometimes, you know, it's good when you admit you're wrong. This is a hard sport to call, though, man, and I'm wrong all the time. Rob Iman, at least GAP was classy about it, Rob says. He was, and he was smart, though. He knew he was going in for a money grab. He knew Bisping was the weakest champion out there. He didn't want to fight Tyron Woodley. And he knew it was going to be a lot of money to go up, win a championship, you know, a weight class up. And I think he's seen Bisping as somebody that he could beat. And he was right. It was smart. Get in, get the money, get out. I don't know if he ever fights again. Tron, it seems like underdogs always pull off the unthinkable. I don't know about always, but a lot of the times, dude, a lot of the times. And Stipe Miocic is technically the underdog against Francis Ngannou, which I think is absolutely crazy. But that fight could go either way. That's the next fight companion I'm going to see you guys for. I hope you're there. I will do a UFC live at 5 on Thursday. I'm about to wrap this up in the last minute. Please give me a thumbs up before you leave. Anybody who hasn't given me a thumbs up, please subscribe. Stipe will win and shut people up, Tron says. I totally agree with you. Stipe is my favorite fighter. I think he has the better footwork. He has the better boxing, the more rounded game. That being said, Francis Ngannou has incredible power. He could end any fight at any time. But I believe Stipe will win that fight and shut people the hell up. The firefighter, I got the firefighter by 3rd round knockout. Thank you very much for tuning in, guys. You guys all have a great night. I will see you soon. I'll see you on Thursday. Please tune in to MMA Fight Night live at 5 on Thursday. Are you an MMA channel? I may subscribe to you, Tron says. I was a variety channel. At first, I will say, yes, I'm pretty much an MMA channel at this point. About 80 to 90%. That's my crowd. I do a lot of MMA channels, so I would really appreciate it if you subscribe, Tron. If you do, please give us your comments on a regular basis. I would appreciate your help in that comment section, helping us break down fights and what should happen next. And it's not the UFC, but in Bellator and maybe even Invicta. So thanks for tuning in, man. I really appreciate it. Subscribe. Thank you very much, Tron. Thank you to all the subscribers. It's been a very successful fight companion. A lot of you on for a long time. I'm going to wrap this up. You guys have a great week. I love you all. Like I said earlier, go into this week. Peace, love, unity, equality. And Bellator is weak as hell. I still enjoy it. Peace, Rob Iman. Peace, love, no more war. I'm out.